Let's go racing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talladega Motor Superspeedway. It's time for some racing. I'm Mean Gene Money. I got my tag team partner, Zach Panzarella here. Monday Night Mayhem comes to Talladega for the MRL Cup Series live on MRL Broadcasting, and it's playoff time. It doesn't get any more intense than this. We're in the round of 12. This is the second race of a 3-race round where we're going to see which of these drivers can make it to the round of 8. Tension is high. You could play a guitar in the air. It is so tense. Tell you what, Zach, how are you feeling over here in the booth, though? Nice and air conditioned, right?
Nice and air conditioned, Mean Gene, and super excited to be here, and excited to be commentating a race in the PMs. Had an amazing time over covering the BRL Championship yesterday morning at 6 a.m. my time, but here we are for some nighttime sim racing, Talladega, and like you said, Mean Gene, we are in the middle of the round of 12, so the stakes are high. And you really can't complain when you're in the broadcaster's booth and the guys who made this schedule decided to throw a plate track smack in the middle of the playoffs.
Oh, it makes it even more crazy, especially if you look at the history of what has happened on super speedways with this group of fellas over the last couple of years. Let's talk about last week first. Last week, race number 1 of the round of 12. And what do we see? We see Team Mopao just dominate. Colin Bollinger takes the win, takes the lead in the playoffs, punches his ticket to the round of 8. His buddy Sean Walton. Sean was the last guy to make it into the playoffs on points. What does he do? Follows that up with a second place at Homestead, Miami last week, moving him up to a much more comfortable position in the playoff picture. Third place, Andrew Bolander. Team Mopao, top 3 spots. Strangely enough, you can see the playoff standings right here. Daniel Smith, the 4th member of that team, not running. So really curious. He is here tonight. And so we're expecting him to really feel that pressure as he is in an almost win to advance situation. But if you look at his history, who won Daytona, Zach?
Right. Daniel Smith knows how to get around these plate tracks. The defending winner at this style of racing, unless I guess you'd include in Atlanta as well, Mean Gene. But I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to go ahead and confirm it for you. You said maybe a must win. I think it's a must-win, Mean Gene. You can see right there how much one missed race can affect you. And the car right now, I believe that'd be the first out, would be Matt Novella. So that's a minus 35 right now. That's a full 30 points disadvantage that Smith is at. That's a full race of points, Mean Gene. Especially these fields, as we get deeper into the playoffs, they do tend to get a tiny bit smaller, which means that there are typically less points available to you. So Daniel Plant Smith, he chose a great track to show up to get himself that win. No race requirements in the playoffs. You can race 2 races and advance if you were able to get that win, because it is a win in advance situation here in this MRL Monday Night Series League. But Daniel Plant Smith has a lot on the line today, Mean Gene. I don't think second place would be anywhere near enough.
No, gonna have to get it done. I think you're right. Gonna have to pull it into victory lane. And that's not saying it's gonna be easy here. If you look at Daytona alone, 12 drivers walked out of that race with penalties. And the playoff drivers didn't have a great time there. Kevin Kyle finished 24th. Matt Novella, 21. Joe Volpus, 19th. Sean Walton, 13th. And more importantly, 2 drivers received penalties there. One of them was Sean Walton. That aggressive style he had early on really bit him in the butt at that track. Let's go back and look at last year what happened at Talladega Motor Speedway. Wreckfest. Jay Stenson ends up winning. Brandon Guerin. Joe Volpus takes 3rd. But again, bad day for Sean Walton. So that aggressive style we've seen out of him has bit him right in that backside. Another guy that's full of aggression this year and hasn't had a great time on the super speedways, Tony Iverson. So that's another fellow we're going to look. He pulled 4th last week, led a lot of laps at Miami, but ended up fading a little bit there at the end. Now, something Tony will have going for himself, I see Eric Thornton on the track, and I also see Buddy Sully out there. So the High Side Hustlers look like they will have a field of 4 here today as far as competing as a team and helping each other. Other team, and you can't be on a super speedway without mentioning them, right? MC Motorsports.
Yeah, MC Motorsports, they work so well together, Mean Gene, and they are such a dangerous team. I completely agree, and you're going to see those guys do what it takes to bunch up early here today. I would not be surprised to see them, I'd say in the very, very early stages of the race, doing what it takes to find each other. Let's pull up our team standings real quick, actually. Here you go on the left side of your screen. MC Motorsports, and they also, Mean Gene, looking at these standings, they need a good day today, do they not? Not find themselves where I think they'd expect themselves in these standings, but look how tight it really is. A really unique point standings format that we run here for the team standings specifically. It's a combined point total. I think it's averaged out between the top 2 drivers on each team in any given race. And you can really turn things around in one race, Mean Gene. And I think MC Motorsports is in position to do that today. In front of them also, though, is 2 teams that also work very well together in DDI Motorsports and 2X Racing. We've seen those guys in the past at Superspeedway races having a totally independent agenda that only they are running in terms of going towards the back of the field early in the runs to make sure they can find each other and working together to get through the field when the pay window is open, whether that be towards the end of a stage or towards the end of a race itself. So 2X Racing, another team I'm going to be having my eyes on today.
Yeah, Jack Sanders and Kevin Kyle, both those drivers are in the playoffs. Kevin's going to need to overcome a little bit of PTSD on these super speedways, taking 24th earlier this year at Daytona. Jack Sanders, the Colonel, taking 18th. So these guys have been subject to the ping pong ball effect of super speedways. Going to be really interesting. It seems like there was a change in the league. There was a change in the drivers. I don't know, 3 or 4 races before we went into the playoffs, and the incident points went down drastically. And I hope to continue to see that here today. But with so much on the line, especially for these playoff drivers, it just makes you wonder if they're going to be able to keep it calm or if they're going to press. I don't know. I'm kind of expecting what we saw Atlanta in the Real Cup race earlier this season. Stage 1, no cautions. Everybody followed. Stage 2, couple of cautions. Stage 3, fist fight. There is no stage 2 here, so I would imagine we're going to have a couple of cautions and go straight to a fist fight.
Absolutely, Mean Gene. And look at this new feature I want to show off to you today. I'm about to blow your mind. Are you ready? Are you watching? Are you watching?
You got me. You got me.
So here's Kevin Kyle. And what's one thing that the viewers at home don't know about Kevin Kyle? It's that wonderful mustache, right?
Oh, my.
Well, wonder no more. Boom.
Oh, look at it.
Look at him go. Look at Kevin go. Where do we want to put this? Let's put this maybe the bottom left. There we go. So we'll have the Kevin Kyle cam all day today. Here he is qualifying. Look at that concentration on that face. Kevin Kyle right now, and this is truly one of the best qualifiers in this league. He has a handful of poles, and the majority of them come at this style of track, Mean Gene. So here you go, Kevin Kyle, really hugging that bottom of the racetrack, painting that yellow line. Excited to see what lap he puts down when this thing is all over. But I'm excited to have this cam for you guys, and we'll be adding to this as the year goes on. But today, just a taste of what VRN is going to be bringing you guys next season. Tons of new features and tons of new technology, this being one of them. Kevin Kyle crossing the line. Look at that, Mean Gene. Look at him use the entire track all the way below the apron the entire time. And Kevin Kyle is going to put down, looks like that time, a worse lap than the previous one. He's going to stay in 9th place right now.
Yep, 9th place for him right now. Daniel Smith being shown up on the top with that pole position. Still a few minutes. We're halfway through qualifying right now. Jonathan Quesabir, Michael Mata, Alex Hillman, really good run for Alex there. Matt Tucker, 3000, making an appearance. Checkers, a record driver. Jack Sanders, Eric Thornton. So a list of the usual suspects up there. But this Talladega, the qualifying, not always indicative of what's going to happen. All of you out there that race these super speedways or any track that has draft racing, you know darn well that qualifying lap doesn't matter. People can start from the back and push their way to the front. I mean, heck, we just saw Colin Bollinger do it last week at Miami, foregoing the qualifying and then fighting his way all the way through to the end. Didn't think he was going to catch Tony, but Tony really faded there at the end. Oh, it's the mustache cam. I think Kevin just saw it.
I think he just saw it. Do you like it, Mean Gene?
I love it.
All right, so we'll visit the mustache cam again later.
I'm gonna have to turn my cam on too if we're gonna do mustache cam.
Oh my gosh, I guess it's gonna be universal for a lot of the guys in this league.
We'll rotate. We'll put an advertising out for who has mustaches, so we can quickly shoot through all of the different mustaches as we go out there.
Well, the fans at home just got to see the sausage is made right there.
I think practice is a good indication of how fast these cars run. Some guys push better, some guys lead better. But look up front right now, Jack Sanders. He's got to be happy with the speed that car showed in a pack. David Owens behind him, Eric Thornton, and like you said, there's Kevin Kyle up there as well. So those guys showing pack speeds, and then other guys not even running in a pack. Joe Volpus, Hunter Hall, they didn't even try. And how about, again, crazy Andrew Bolander, no practice, no qualifying. Brandon Guerin, no practice, no qualifying. Sean Walton, no practice, no qualifying. I think I saw those dudes over in a circle with a cloud of smoke rising from the infield before instead of practicing.
Hey, they're trying to get their nerves nice and low before this race starts, me and Gene. Sometimes that's a better use of your energy. What I'm also seeing today is quite a few new paint schemes. Looking good today. A lot of these drivers are. So that's exciting, too. Michael Amato running one that's aggressive. But that thing is looking pretty cool. Gracie Abrams paint scheme right there. But and look at Richard Swingle with an East Coast Alliance paint scheme here today, me and Gene. We got some new paint out here. And what better time than in a plate race to confuse us like this? And here is Joseph Volpus. I believe we may have a cam for him later, and he's running a different colored East Coast Alliance. You actually do see this a lot at plate tracks, me and Gene, when teams will come out of nowhere with a somewhat uniform paint scheme. Because let's look at this here. It's Swingle there, or that's his Volpus, and let's look at Swingle. Very similar paint schemes in terms of design. And the reason they do that, first of all, the photo ops, because they're going to be drafting together, and it just looks cool on in pictures. You can use it on the website and whatnot. But beyond that, I mean, Gene, it does make it a little bit easier for the teammates to find each other in the packs so they can bunch up as quickly as they can.
And I'll tell you who really deserves the MVP for a lot of these new paint schemes. Got to be Richard Swingle. That guy had about as many requests for paint schemes this week as DJ does it for songs at a high school senior prom.
There's another one.
People were loading him up. Yeah, absolutely. There's Jax Duvall running himself a new paint scheme. No goldfish for that Ford this week.
Nope. Yeah, that's
There's
another
Medina
similar,
playoff driver right there.
And that also what Jax Duvall had just done. Maybe that new paint scheme coming with an extra couple of horsepower. I mean, Gene, Jax Duvall on a provisional pole right now with 1 minute left to go in qualifying. I think this may be the last lap from anybody that we see right here on screen. The 54 of Jose Medina. Will he have enough? He's currently sitting at 12th place. Liking his line so far. Loving the paint scheme. I like the chrome numbers. He's looking good today. He's another guy who I know is a great designer. And putting him to work this weekend, I can tell. But these guys coming with the fresh paints for the playoffs, and you got to love it. Jose Medina, a playoff driver this season in MRL, and I called that last year. I told you he'd be here. Here he comes, getting ready to cross his last qualifying lap. And Mean Gene, not sure if you knew this about this track, but the start-finish line isn't in the middle of the track. It's actually outside of that, outside the tri-oval, closer to turn 1. Did you know that crazy fact?
Oh, yeah, it's my hometown track.
Yep, I just love how Rick Allen has to mention that every time, like it's some sort of incredible thing.
Every time.
Like, I just wanted to feel like him.
Medina, he is on the line right now. Still 2 races, of course. We've got today here at Talladega. Next week, Kentucky will be the 3rd race in that round of 12. But Medina right now finds himself on that cut line.
He does.
And I believe that is going to wrap up our qualifying. And there it is. Look at the top of the pole. Jax Duvall is going to be your pole sitter. Next to him on the front row, Daniel Smith in a must-win situation. Second row, Jonathan K. Sabir. Tony Iverson's going to be outside of row 2, looking to improve the luck he's had on super speedways. Row number 3, you're going to have Michael Mata. On the inside, Alex Hillman in the 08 is going to start on the outside of row 3 in 6th position. Matt Tucker 3000 in the 66 going to be starting in 7th. Colonel Sanders in 8th on the outside of row 4 in that number 25 scheme car. 9th position, the number 1 of Eric Thornton, and Kyle Lynott, a part-time driver here on Mondays, but a competitor on Wednesdays, is going to start on the outside of row 5 in 10th position.
In 11th place, great qualifying effort from the Daily Drivers Inc. driver of Hunter Hall. Jose Medina going to be in 12th place, playoff driver right there. Steve Lewis, 13th place. Keep your eye on that guy. Loves these play tracks. Kevin Kyle, uncharacteristically not excellent qualifying effort from him in 14th place, but I say that and he's still less than a tenth of a second, Mean Gene, from the pole time. 15th place, Brandon Guerin. 16th, Joseph Volpis. 17th will belong to Richard Swingle. 18th, Colin Bollinger. 19th will be Andrew Bolander, as always, doing everything they can to slip up you and me, Mean Gene. 20th, Sean Walton. Great run last week. Will he be able to improve this week? 19th, 21st, David Owens. 22nd, Robert Babcock. 23rd will be Buddy Soley, making an appearance here on Monday nights, our defending champion. Great to see him. 24th, Matt Novella. And 25th, John Beverly. And Mean Gene, I neglect this man all too often, and I forget we pay him anyway. But let's make sure we get our money's worth today, right?
Pull it out. Pull it out.
Let's do it.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Man, do you see that bottom lip go crazy too at the end?
I realize something new every time. It's like an adventure.
Yeah, that means living life right here. 25 drivers here today on the grid for Talladega. It is race number 2 in our 3-race round of 12. Drivers trying to set them up in a good position before they go to Kentucky next week. Right now, though, I would say all eyes are going to be on that MC Motorsports battle against Mopao. Mopao wrecked out, it seemed. Or I'm sorry, MC Motorsports kind of wrecked out at the last Superspeedway, and Mopao took the advantage there. Daniel Smith kind of vanished late, but you remember seeing him and Andrew Bolander hooking up throughout that race. Right now, Mopao kind of split up. So it's going to be interesting to see just how quickly all these teams are going to end up pulling together. Now, today we are going to have a 75-lap race. And so there will be stage points awarded at end of lap 38. No caution, though. They will continue to run green here. The pace car getting ready to... Oh, he faked me out. Did you see that?
Yeah. But he's going off me, Gene. Here we go.
All right, so pace car out of the way. We got our eyes on Jax Duvall. He is on the inside in the 84. He is going to be your lead car, waiting for Barney the Flagman.
Green flag, green flag.
And there it is. The green flag is off, and we're live here at Talladega Motor Speedway. Jax Duvall on the inside. He's getting a good push from Jonathan Quesabir. Outside, though, look at Iverson in that Gravedigger, pushing on Daniel Smith in that Pennzoil. Side by side by side, Titan fast, just the way we like our super speedway racing. Iverson trying to push Daniel Smith. Look at Quesabir on the inside as they go down the backstretch. Daniel Smith in the outside lane with an advantage.
I was looking at that top 4, me and Gene, and one thing that immediately stuck out to me was the aggressiveness of those guys between Daniel Smith, Tony Iverson, Jax Duvall, and Quesabir, all guys who have these races circled coming into the season, doing a great job early on, but I figured they'd be very aggressive, wanting positions early, and that's exactly what we saw. Tony Iverson off to second place. Daniel Smith, though, going to lead the first lap, doing what he needs to do to advance in these playoffs.
You saw that outside lane slam down Daniel Smith and Tony Iverson both to the inside as they now lead on that inside lane. 6 cars, single file before we see the side-by-side action of Matt Novella and the 25 of Jack Sanders. A little bit of swerving. How long will they stay in line before things start to happen? Ooh, Duval poked his nose out in front of Case of Beer. I wouldn't do that if I was you. Michael Mata poking his nose. And here we go. Sanders with some help. He's got Kyle Lynott and Jose Medina, the playoff driver, on that outside trying to make it work. But right now, look at the inside lane, getting the tires heated up and just seeing how fast. Ooh, Matt Tucker almost goes below Mata, let off. Remember, Tucker, part of that Checkers or Wreckers team, he's only going for trophies. And there's Duval. It's going to get spicy.
Mean Gene, we are already seeing some really aggressive pushes, like you like to call them smash draft, as they're happening left and right through this field. It's been super, super intense to start this race off. I think a lot of drivers thinking this is a good time to advance your position, and you are taking the words out of my mouth when it comes to that inside lane. Very dominant to start this race. I'm really gonna be paying attention to how many people are gonna want to even have faith in that outside. We've seen it happen all season where the one lane seems to become dominant and drivers quickly lose belief in that lane's ability to get them to the front of the field. Let's see if they can make this front line work. Jack Sanders trying to be the outside line police right now and move Jack Duval to the front of the field.
Daniel Smith and Iverson got a big lead, but now it's closed up. Look at Lynott on the outside. Nobody went with him. There is no third lane, Kyle. Come on back down. Meanwhile, up front, Smith, Iverson. Behind them, you can see the 08 of Hillman side by side with Jack Duval. Right now, you can see high side hustlers working with Team Mopow on that inside lane. Oh, and look, it's getting spicy outside of Duval. And right behind him, look at Jack Sanders with that number 25. I think he's running a police car scheme.
I love it. Yep, that's what I called him, the top line police. Me and Gene tried to give him a nickname early because that is one badass paint scheme. I like how that thing looks. It's clever. And no 25 on the side of it, but right there on the top. And look at that. He's making the top line work. There is Jack Duval to the top. But wow, right away, Jack Duval bails on the top, straight to the bottom in front of Daniel Smith at the 31. Taking the lead, though. I think Jack Duval will lead this lap. But that was curious to me, Mean Gene. One thing that very much stuck out was just how aggressive those pushes had to be from the 25 of Sanders. Duval never one that's shy to take on those very aggressive pushes, but man, they were big, Mean Gene, and it's what it took to get that car up front.
Now he's the one getting those aggressive pushes. You could see just how hard the 54 trying to get into the back of the 25 of Sanders. Inside lane, though, continues to have some dominance. 5 cars on that outside lane trying to make it work, though. You can see Sanders leading that group behind him, Hillman. Kevin Kyle's the 3rd car in that lane. And looks like Joe Volpus now trying to make his way up into that stuff as well. Smith on the outside. He's had enough of following Jax Duval. He gets a push from Iverson. We could be 3 wide, Zach.
Oh, we are 3 wide right here, Mean Gene. What an aggressive move by the 31 and Daniel Smith, but it worked out. And Tony Iverson giving him the pushes he needed to make that move work. Daniel Smith all the way to the lead, retakes the lead of this race. He pushes Jack Duval all the way to 3rd place now on the inside, still staying committed to that line. Not much that 25 of Jack Sanders could do about it. Him and Jose Medina starting to lose their ground a little bit on that line right now. They need to be a little bit more aggressive on the outside. They want to make it work. And here we go again. Someone trying to push the issue and go 3 wide.
Wow. Inside, though, those 3 cars are hammering each other. Jax Duval, he is the master of the smash draft. Meanwhile, a little bit of update. Babcock, the number 40 Toyota driver, ended up starting from the grid, missed the grid up, and then missed the first lap. So I'm curious to see if he can end up making up that space. Meanwhile, if we look a little bit back in the pack, John Beverly currently shown 24th. He's got no friends. He's not in a group. Lynott, Owens, and Buddy Sully are running in a group together, and then you move forward, and that's where you can see all the rest of the group all together. So 20 cars in the lead group, 3 cars in a group behind them, Beverly by himself, and Babcock as well by himself. But I think Babcock is about to have some help from the rest of the field, if you can call getting eaten alive help.
Right, and that would take Babcock 3 laps down. That could be a race ender, Mean Gene. Even 2 would be extremely difficult to recover from. But check this out right now. On the outside, Kevin Kyle, he was the car that was forcing the issue in the 3 wide middle a couple laps ago. He was able to get to the outside, and now he is leading that line. He's got the 66, it looks like, behind him. I don't know if that's the right... Oh, it is. It's the 66 of Matt Tucker. I apologize, Matt. Pushing Kevin Kyle all the way to the front here, making the outside line work again, trying to make a move on Smith here. Will Kevin Kyle stay committed to the top, or is he going to want the bottom like Duvall did? Kevin Kyle to the lead here. I think he may lead this lap, Mean Gene.
Yeah, look how high he ends up going there to go ahead and lead that lap, getting that push from Tucker. And Kyle staying with him until both cars get clear of that inside row. Also, look at him. That's his teammate, the 25 of Sanders. Kyle ends up holding that line, doesn't cut down, and that outside row, all 4 cars. How do 4 cars pass 12 cars on that inside lane?
It can happen that quick here at Talladega, Mean Gene, and so can these gaps. Look at how big of a gap this is forming right now. Jose Medina tailing this group of 4. And like you said, there's a teammate right in the middle of Jack Sanders helping out that 2X Racing team to advance here. And there goes actual Sanders to the bottom. Very interesting there. Maybe this team of 2X wanted to lead both lines here and really control this race. You'd have to assume that that is a communicative call. Let's actually look at the mustache cam right now and see how much Kevin Kyle is talking to his teammate. Right now, dead silent, super focused, holding that wheel as still as he can. And look at how little input he is putting into that wheel, Mean Gene. Really making sure to keep the thing as still as possible, trying to absorb those hits and those pushes from the 66 of Tucker. And here they come to Robert Babcock.
I think you're right about that, absorbing those hits from Tucker, because he is going to be smashing. Meanwhile, Jack Sanders ended up getting eaten alive, falls back a little bit after losing that lead little group. Sanders from 1st to 11th, just like that.
Wow.
And let's keep an eye as Babcock, you can see the rooster fading back, and all of a sudden there's going to be some 2-wide racing. That's that red Target car in trouble back there, and he's going to fade in eventually. Ooh,
Starting to get a little bit sloppy.
That was a little nerve-wracking. Meanwhile, up front, you can see Kyle with the little input, still working with Matt Tucker. Inside lane, Smith and Iverson finally getting it together, but Medina committed to that outside as well. I'm really amazed to see how Iverson has just kind of hooked up with the 31 of Smith early here in the race, but he's been a loyal pusher as we continue around, find ourselves on lap number 11, and he is yet to dip on that man.
One thing that I love about Superspeedway racing right now, or in general, Gene, to bring it back to the mustache cam right there, Kevin Kyle, is so often you see this racing as, oh my gosh, big push by Tony Iverson over in the 31, very loose. Kevin Kyle probably could not see that, as he did not see his heart skip a beat there. We were supposed to get his heart rate monitor, and I bet it is very pegged high right now, Gene. And that's what I love about Superspeedway racing. It oftentimes looks easier than it is, but it is so tense. You can see that death grip he has in the wheel. If you look closely at his eyeballs, you see his eyes look up on corner exit. There it is right there, looking for those, looking in his mirror to see what that push from the 66 of Tucker is going to be like. You see that so often in the driver cams in real NASCAR, of you driving your mirror more than what's in front of you at these types of racetracks, and you're seeing it right here from Kevin Kyle. It's all the same in sim racing, but what's sticking out to me is just that level of intensity that you can see in that race car and how just tensed up he is.
Wow, lots of activity as Babcock fades into that group. Babcock now 3 laps down, racing like he's going for a championship, taking the field 3 wide a couple of times. And now look at him on the outside lane. You can see outside lane working. That target number 40, he is 3 laps down, but only because he got a late start, not because he's lacking speed. Look at that outside lane. Medina comes right up on the back end of Tucker. They hold on to it. Still 20 cars in this lead group, and they are still working here. Lap number 12. Should I say it? Should I jinx them and say caution?
Do it.
Should I?
Do it.
Caution free.
Caution-free race. No cautions. That's what caution-free means. We haven't had a caution in 12 laps yet, 13 laps yet, Gene. None in 13 laps.
But, but this is what I said. I said I expected a race like Atlanta earlier the year. Stage 1, no cautions, everything's clean. Stage 2, got a little spacey. Stage 3, full-on fist fight.
Exactly, and that is what I'm expecting too.
I think that's what we're going to see, is these guys are going to be calm, and then toward the end, they're going to get a little excited, and they're going to start counting points, wondering where they are. And look at Babcock on the inside
trying to get the
now.
lap back the
Look
hard
at
way.
him.
Because, I mean, but Babcock gets loose from the push from Sanders. Gathers it back up, but then that you can see how different the pace is right there. Him and Sanders coming all too close to a big incident there. You can see how it kind of checked up the field behind them. They were able to gather it back up, but I get why Babcock's doing this, Mean Gene, because if that caution does come out and he's in front of that 27 of Kevin Kyle, he's 2 laps down, not 3, and this is a whole different ball game for that 40 car, especially if everyone comes around and get the wave around and the lucky dog. That would fix his race entirely all in one fell swoop. As there he goes, Robert Babcock has his lap back the hard way, but he's not going to drive away, Mean Gene, and we're 3 wide.
We're 3 wide. Kevin Kyle said, hell no, I ain't pushing you.
Mustache
Goes
cap time.
outside, 3 wide. He's regretting it. That's the look of regret. You know, I tell you what, though, Kevin Kyle, every look looks the same. Meanwhile, you can see the orange car of Medina fading back, now 3 wide with Andrew Bolander, and that is a hot mess back there. Meanwhile, Babcock does hold on to that lead position on the outside lane, but it is not for position, whereas inside, Daniel Smith, he's got to be excited to see himself in first right now with a lap car outside of him, and he's still got his good buddy, Tony Iverson, give him that push. Meanwhile, it looks like Jax Duvall has settled into third on the inside lane, and Alex Hellman settled into fourth on the inside lane. And looky, there's the 12 of Hunter Hall making his way up into the top 10 as well.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of comers and goers. And Hunter Hall, 7th place right now, doing a great job being patient. He's been using the outside lane, or inside lane, He's been staying committed to it. Now he's going to get linked up with his teammate of Alex Hillman, the Daily Drivers Inc. teammates, linked up on the inside, pushing Jax Duvall in front of them. And one driver, I was going to say, we did see a little bit of calming down from a lot of the guys in the field, but one guy who never did was that 13 Tony Iverson. I saw him think about 3 wide multiple times, last second bail out of it, and I think we're about to see Iverson make an aggressive move to take the lead of this race. He is showing what is all too familiar out of that 13 car at these Superspeedway races, Mean Gene.
And all year long, we've seen him using that front end.
No!
Almost, he backed up. He's been, we've seen him get into some incidents with people before.
Michael Mata's over
meanwhile, looks like Mata and Quesabir get a little bit off pace with each other, and Mata's
those are teammates.
Fade back. Yeah.
Those are teammates, so they are over this, Mean Gene, and they're going to the back. They do not like the vibe of what's happening in front of them.
Now, you can also say that about Lynott running back there with Owens and Buddy Sully. They have their little group of 3 avoiding this. Oh, and look at that hard hit. Daniel Smith, he will smash a guy in front of him.
Eric Thornton out of nowhere.
The pace of that. Yeah, Eric Thornton now, but Thornton also a high side hustler. I would expect to see him try to hook up with Tony Iverson, but instead he's going to get pushed by Daniel Smith to the front. It's like you showed up at the party and they suddenly put you on stage with a microphone.
And there he goes for the lead, but Daniel Smith immediately to the outside. Daniel Smith looking for the lead as well. He pushed Thornton all the way up front on that inside lane, but then immediately bailed out. And it also is going to link up the teammates of Tony Iverson and Eric Thornton. And Eric Thornton, he has not shown up as much as we would have loved him to this season, but when he shows up at these play tracks, this is a familiar sight, him running up front. And who is that all the way in front of those guys, Mean Gene? That's John Beverly here, getting caught by the field. He's going to stay committed to the inside. This is going to get messy.
Oh, well, we can go 3 wide. I've seen people do it, not a problem. I actually ran a race at Talladega next gen on a Saturday night just earlier this week, and we ran 3 wide for like 25 laps. So it is doable. It is absolutely doable.
Oh, it's very doable. It's just a lot more difficult when the pace differential is that dramatic. Catching a lap car like John Beverly, probably 20, 30 miles per hour differential in terms of the pack cars. But Beverly there, that's why you stick to the inside and make it a little bit difficult on those guys. Let's take a look at him right there. He is actually able to keep the draft. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not John Beverly. This is. He is able to keep the draft, so he will not watch that entire field of 20-plus cars drive by him just to lap him again if we stay green. That's why you do that.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me. That is absolutely painful.
Crushing.
Beverly still fades to the back of that group, but you can see him now hooking up with Steve Lewis and Jonathan Quesabir. So 20 cars now in this group making their way. 21, I guess, if you count Beverly as well. Up front, though, the action is still intense. Coming to the end of lap 19, that's going to be Daniel Smith getting that push for Matt Tucker. Kevin Kyle still in this picture as well. And, of course, Mr. Babcock, the Rooster.
That's
Here
who the
comes
push is
the
from.
Rooster.
That's who the push is from. Hey! I appreciate the Alice in Chains reference in earlier of the Talladega race, Mean Gene. I like that.
I mean, I hate that Babcock just didn't get to start on the lead lap, and now he is forced to earn it back the old-fashioned way with Beverly falling a lap down.
Yeah, he's really just a man in a box right now, me and Gene, trapped in his situation, trying to get out of this, and he wants to get past that 31 of Smith and get his lap back, and we talked about why that's important. Right now, content to be pushing the 31. I wonder how that feels. This is a unique situation. There he goes to the bottom. I'm going to try to get by Smith just in case that caution comes out. You want to have that nose in front of him every chance you get. This is a unique situation. I can't remember the last time I saw this. A lap car really, really trying to stay in the front, having the confidence to do it too, right? It's one thing to understand the situation that you're in, but it's another thing to have the fortitude to do what Tucker, not what Tucker, what Babcock is doing right now. So impressed by that.
Yeah. Again, nothing wrong with that car, nothing wrong with that driver. Just didn't get behind the wheel fast enough to grid up with the rest of the boys. Eric Thornton giving him a little push, Iverson behind him, and then directly behind them you can see Jack Sanders.
And there you see it right there.
Who's that green and white car? They changed all their paint schemes.
They changed like all their paint schemes, me and Gene. Like we have a lot of homework to do today. That is John Beverly right there.
Wait, no, that's Vulpes in a 7. What a dirty knucklehead.
Oh, wait. Oh, that one. Yeah, that is Vulpes right there. A lot of the similar paint schemes. This guy's thinking it's Formula 1 out here. But, hey, actually, that's a really cool-looking paint scheme. Making good use of the push-forward numbers, really making it work to their advantage. And there it is right there. And you can see a little bit from that angle there, Gene. Not often a situation that you have to talk about a ton are tires here at Talladega, but you can see tiny bits there that the inside lane struggling to hug the corners the way they were able to earlier in this run. But even with that said, I think as we get closer to this first pit stop, I think the majority of the field is going to elect not to take tires, especially if you stay green.
Yeah, you can't afford to come in and spend that extra 6 seconds. You also got to turn off the windshield. That is another second you just can't afford.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, side by side, now Andrew Bolander making his way up there, giving Kevin Kyle the door. Kevin Kyle fades in behind, but guess what? Kevin Kyle's going to get picked up by his teammate, the 25 of Jack Sanders. And behind them, Matt Tucker and Babcock, who's just looking for friends. But up front, this is the picture we saw earlier at Daytona just this year, was the Pennzoil car getting pushed by the 08 of Andrew Bolander. It happened early in the race. We saw Bolander fade, but we saw Daniel Smith continue on his way to that win. Remember, Daniel Smith is that playoff driver who missed last week at Miami and really needs that win. Won at Daytona, fast as all get out on these super speedways, and proven once again that he could be the guy to beat here today. Teammate, Mopao teammate, pushing him, and then behind them, Kevin Kyle. Kevin Kyle made his way, though, into the playoffs on the power of that win at the iRacing Superspeedway. So Kevin Kyle knows how to win on the fast tracks as well.
You saw right there that last lap. Every time we've had the mustache cam on today, Kevin Kyle has looked dead silent, dead focused. But that time right there, and there it is again, talking to his teammates. I think they're talking about two things right now, me and Gene. When to make that move for the lead together, because that's Jack Sanders, his teammate right there behind him, and the 66 of Matt Tucker, another car they've worked very well with so far in this race today. And also, when are we going to pit? They're probably trying to think about that right now. Make sure the rest of the team comes down with them. A lot that needs to be discussed right now on top of, racing.
Racing, exactly. Outside lane, Medina finally trying to make his way back up in there, dropped out of the top 10. Oh, he forces it in, almost wrecks Iverson. That's the Medina we know and love.
Jose Medina with an aggressive move right there. One of our playoff drivers. He's going to try it again. Oh.
Does it again.
I think that was maybe more of a side draft, or maybe showing his displeasure towards something. Jose Medina, I think, a little bit desperate to get on the inside lane and stop losing positions. He had worked so well to get to the top 5 there, and now losing all of it because he has no help on the outside lanes. He's starting to get simple. He's trying to put in there the 07 of Vulpes and him just not quite clear. That's the gap he needs, and there he goes. Jose Medina getting the inside. That was a big moment for that 54.
I'll tell you what, Medina was damn intent, and he wanted the entire field to know what he was up to. The 97 of Richard Swingle backed off, said, you know what, pal, you do you. I don't want anything. It's too early for that kind of crap. If I'm Joe Vulpes, though, I am spicy inside that 07 car. And up in front, Iverson's not the guy to rub doors with. He's got a pen and pad next to him on that steering wheel, and I guarantee he wrote 54 down on that pen and pad.
He doesn't need the pen and pad, Mean Gene. He keeps it on the side of his race car now, so he always can tell who he's pissed off at. He has a list of names of drivers that he feels like he owes one, and it's on the side of the race car. 20%, not trying to hide anything. Here we go, coming into the pits. We got oh my goodness.
It's gonna get crazy down there. Kevin Kyle leading a group of folks. Daniel Smith, Eric Thornton, Bolander, Sanders, Tucker, Medina. Boy, it's crowded.
It is a lot of drivers coming into those pits, Mean Gene. Here we go. Apologize for how long that took me to get us the good view, but here we go. Everyone coming in the pits, and I would wonder how orchestrated that was between all these guys. Man, thanks NASCAR. It's like we're in a Fox broadcast right now, and everything's behind the wall. A lot of cars in here. Oh, look at that! Jack Sanders is right side jacked up, so that means he's taking tires. Will he take them on the left as well? It looks like he will, and that's not tires from Eric Thornton. A lot of cars right now coming out. Others still getting service done. And here we go, time to rejoin this track, Mean Gene, and I'm assuming the rest of the field not going to wait long to follow suit.
Looks like all of them except for one car. It looks like Colin Bollinger going to stay out by himself and going to turn 180-mile-an-hour lap while the rest of the field all comes in together. Maybe he thinks he can hook up with that second group. The first group that came in, Kevin Kyle is the leader of that group. Eric Thornton and him are hooked up. See what they can do with it. Bolander struggling, and then you can see four guys as Daniel Smith is going to hook up with Matt Tucker and Bolander there. They ought to quickly pick up Andrew. Let's see if they choose to do it or go around him.
So I'm actually seeing, I'm looking at the pit times, Mean Gene, and everybody took tires. I apologize for that. Everyone took at least one set, about 12-second pit stops right there. So that, one side. That could have been right sides. And it's really interesting how consistent the pit times are from everybody, whether that be just everyone feeling the same thing on these race cars or them working that out beforehand, making sure that they all came out together. So important not to get left alone, like you saw Bollinger right there. And look at this, two groups rejoined together at the worst possible time. Here we go.
Colin Bolander now. Bollinger.
Yellow flag
yellows
is
out,
out.
Mean yellows out.
Caution.
David Owens. David Owens has been here today? I'm just kidding. I mean, to be entirely honest, Mean Gene, I don't know if we've ever gone that far without talking about him.
Well, Owens was running in a group of 3 behind that big group of 20. You had that big group of 20 cars.
Oh, no!
21.
Did you see what happened?
No.
Well, Mean Gene,
go back, rewind. Let me look.
walk me through what happens here.
All right, so I got David Owens, I got Kyle Lynott, I got Jose Medina. No, Louis!
Oh no!
Look at Louis.
No!
Finish him off. Ah, he missed
We
him.
almost got it. Oh wait! Yes, Mean Gene.
No,
Well, not yes for them, but yes for this.
All right, so we do have a fast repair at our disposal.
And a T-bone moment of the race. I didn't mean I wanted misfortune for Beverly or Owens. I just was like, oh, we were so close to a T-bone moment, and we didn't seem like we got it, and then we did get it. Okay, let's look at this one more time. And yeah, and this is no shade to Steve Lewis. It is so easy to get loose, and you got to be all out, full throttle on the inside there, out of the pits, cold tires, comes up ever so slightly into his teammate. One of his old teammates, David Owens. And Owens doing everything he can to get it back up, just not able to. And so far, it was okay. He almost got cleaned out by Lewis. Lewis able not to, but then, wow. Big hits.
Spicy.
Yeah, I can put some A1 steak sauce on top of that T-bone steak for sure. So Colin Bollinger is going to bring down the pits now, as is a lot of other cars in this field, Mean Gene, that have already pit, and I think I know what this is. This has got to be giving yourself enough fuel to make the stage break. Or not stage break, stage payout. Is it not?
Yeah, going to be interesting to see.
It's going to be fuel only, I guarantee you.
Yeah, they're just going to tap it off, especially the guys that took tires.
About 4
I'm really
seconds.
curious how that's going to affect. Colin came into the pits by himself. That's that 53 Toyota. And then here comes that caution, and he does not get punished for trying to run that lap by himself without a group. Every other car had a group. He did not, And so here we go.
Well, Mean Gene, he
just
actually
gets to join the group without any ramification.
There were some. He did get to pit as the leader of that race, but you know what he had to do that everyone didn't? He had to put a full tank of gas in there, and I think since he knew he had to do that, he took tires as well. So Colin Bunger did lose all of his track position there. He will be in the rear of these lead lap cars.
I thought he was going to be worse off than that if he's out there pitting by himself.
He could have gone a lap down if we had stayed green.
I thought I didn't think he was going to be with the group.
But
instead, he groups up.
He does, so you're right. He does keep the draft. You're right. That's far more important than track position at this track. That can be gained in less or half a lap, as we've seen today. But look who took the lead of this race, Mean Gene. Look at our new leader.
It's Matt Novella. That's right. He is a playoff driver. He's had some hard incidents on these super speedways, but right now, that DDI driver, that number 56, making his way up to the front. Right behind him, Joe Vulpes. Is that to be your front row? Jax Duvall, Tony Iverson, second row. Jose Medina and that front bumper, they're still up there. And then Hunter Hall on the outside of row 3. So really fun to see different names up front, and I'm just waiting to see the usual suspects make their way up. If you're wondering where they are, Michael Mata and Jonathan K. Sabir, 8th and 10th. They're right behind each other. Oh, and a little bit more of
oh, wow, topping off here.
Splash and goes. A little more splash and go.
Yeah, here we go. Alex Hillman going to top off here. I think Hillman was one of the cars who didn't come in initially. And I think what we may be seeing here, Mean Gene, is you look in your rearview mirror, you go, why are all those guys pitting? And then you realize why, and you're like, oh, actually, let me do that. No, I'm wrong. He was in that first group. So these are guys coming in again. That is how close this is, I guess, Mean Gene.
I guess they're figuring it'll pay off down the road, or maybe there's a little bit of damage they need to get whacked on their car.
Could be that as well. Good point.
Now, meanwhile, let's see what's happening with the guys struggling in the back. Looks like John Beverly is still a lap down. I can't tell if he ended up getting the lucky dog because of that where that caution came out.
Well, there's no way he got it because he was the one who hit, T-boned David Owens. So you know what that does to your lucky dog.
True.
But if he was a lap down, you're right. He would have remained a lap down. But what that would mean, Gene, is that would grandfather to somebody else. So we will have to figure that part out. As Lynott is our last car that I can see on the lead lap. And then from that may have cost Owens a lap as well, Mean Gene.
Yeah, it looks like David Owens. He is on the same lap. He and Beverly. What about Kyle Lynott? Is he trying
last
to get
car on the
around
lead
there?
lap right now, yeah. Oh, I think he was inherited. I think he inherited the lucky dog there.
Right, so that means Beverly and Owens are going to be on the same lap. All right, lights are off the pace car. We're keeping an eye on that 56 of Matt Novella. Going to get a restart here on lap 30. Novella choosing the outside lane. Joe Vulpes is going to be on the front row with him, keeping an eye on that 07.
And look at this. So you see all those cars single file towards the top of your screen right now. Those are all the cars who intentionally took a penalty to take that extra splash of fuel. So very interesting there, Mean Gene, and a whole new cast of characters up front.
Green flag, green flag.
Weird internet. All right, here we go. The green flag is down. Matt Novella with a great jump on the outside. Going to bring Tony Iverson with him. Iverson getting a push from his teammate Eric Thornton. Inside lane. It's going to be Vulpes and Jax Duvall. There's contact in the front row.
Watch this. Here comes
Thornton.
We're still green, Mean Gene. We're still green.
The yellow flag is
and
out.
there's the yellow,
There
I believe.
she blows.
Admin yellow, I believe.
Looks like Thornton came down on Joe Vulpes.
That was a lot happening at once, but I believe that is what happened as well. Such a small incident that's not even showing up. So let's see. I'm going to go from here, Mean Gene, and let's keep our eye on that one car and see what happens here. So we're about to go green. Look on the bottom of your screen. That will be the restart zone. Confusing here because there's two Geico indents. Here we go. We're about to go green. So it's Sanders and Thornton on that top lane. And like you said, great jump by the 56 of Novella. Thornton behind Iverson here. Wow. I don't know totally what went wrong there, Mean Gene.
Well, there's only one camera angle to tell the truth.
You're right. You're right. What am I even thinking? The camera of truth. The far chase. So here we go. I'm not sure.
You can see his entire team is cutting down.
Right. And is he thinking three? So here's what's about to happen that confused me the most. Watch him go outside Iverson here. So you're right. Iverson cutting down. And you called it, Mean Gene. You're spot on. That's just bad team communication, I think.
They left him out to dry.
Like a towel.
And look at Duval's like, whoa, not me, boys. And here comes Hunter Hall.
Having such a good run as that 12. Still out of control is the one. Hard on the brakes.
Here comes the 57. Here comes Sean Walton. All right, good avoidance by the rest of the field.
Not bad at all.
Oh, look at Colin. You know he got a 1X for the grass.
Oh, I'm sure he did. But hey, it's better than a 4X for the contact. And here comes a lot of the field again, Mean Gene. Down the pits. I'm sure a lot of this is damage repair, to be fair.
Yeah, at least to take a look at it. You can always ask your buddy what the front end of your car looks like, but that is no real indicator of the actual damage. But you're right. Looks like 8 cars staying out and everybody else coming down for a party.
Definitely. A lot of cars. Both VRN cars coming in right now. And speaking
of...
who
ain't sad, though? David Owens.
No, that's going to be a lap back for Owens, isn't it? There it is right there, taking his wave around.
Yep.
Or his lucky dog, I should say. That pink, not Hooters, Tootsie's car of David Owens taking his lap back. And while we have this caution, I mean, Gene, because these guys are racing very clean. That one kind of like a freak accident there, a little bit gone wrong. But let's talk a little bit about, let me find the picture first. There we go. About the VRN new subscriber giveaway. We are very close to this thing being completed and us launching the giveaway itself. We're going to do this around 50 subscribers. We are, I think, like 8 or 9 away right now, me and Gene. So make sure you subscribe to VRN, Vortex Racing Network. So that's youtube.com/@Vortex Racing Network. That will be the home of MRL next season for this league and their Thursday night season, as well as several other leagues that we are very, very privileged to be covering, including the BRN, the Bonfire Race, or I'm sorry, the BRL, the Bonfire Race League, who concluded their season last night or yesterday morning. Congratulations to David Medina on the championship. But make sure to get subscribed. Only a couple more slots left to enter this giveaway and win that grand prize. Tons of awesome items and sim racing items and physical items like diecasts and trading cards and race used sheet metal that you can win. And you'll be there anyway if you enjoy these races, because that will be where we're hanging out next season, me and Gene. And we only got a handful of races left until we say goodbye to this amazing channel that's treated us so well. And a giant thank you to MRL Broadcasting.
I'll tell you what, you could take an opportunity right now. Use that QR code. Go ahead and go on over to VRN and subscribe. 20 minutes after the conclusion of this race, we're going to have Inside the Mayhem. That is our post wrap-up show of the race. And if you comment during that broadcast, it will get you not 1, but 2 entries into that sweepstakes. So twice the chances for you to win those prizes. And you're going to want to hear tonight on Inside the Mayhem, we're going to have Kevin Kyle, playoff driver, number 27, 2X driver, with that mustache. He'll be on to discuss his playoff run this year and also the winner of the race. We should be getting them as well, but hey, we're going to see who ends up winning. We got a lot of laps to figure this thing out. Right now, David Owens so happy to get that lap back. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he must be thrilled to be getting that lap back, me and Gene. And yep, scan that QR code and come over to VRN. I replaced it if it was giving you guys trouble at first. QR code's so inconsistent. I'm going to leave it there on the bottom right of your guys' screen so you can scan that whenever you want and join me and Gene after this race for, some interviews of the winner. But let's not spoil who it is yet, because we know.
Yeah, because I don't know. Because I don't know.
Could be literally anybody.
All right, so Yep. Meanwhile, field is bringing it around. Matt Novella still your leader. Not enough time for anything to really change up front. Tony Iverson on the outside row with Novella. Second row, Matt Tucker and Jack Sanders. Andrew Bolander, Daniel Smith teammates going to be side by side with Mopao Racing. Kyle Lynott, Steve Lewis. So Louis made it through the foolishness and makes his way up to 8th place. That might be the move of the race.
Yeah.
Behind him, 9th is Sean Walton, and 10th, Kevin Kyle. As they're coming around turn 4, lights are off on the pace car, and we're expecting to go racing here again. Hopefully, we'll make it further than one straightaway. We're on lap 34, going into 35. Pace car pulling out of the way. Let's keep an eye on Novella. He is the inside car. Going to have Jack Sanders giving him a little pushy push. Through the Menards, through the grass. Here we go, coming up into the Geico restart zone.
Green, green, green.
And away we go. Good push there by that inside lane, but only 2 cars. Look at that outside lane. 3 cars connected. Wonder if Daniel Smith chose not to go on purpose, leaving a gap for Tucker and Andrew Bolander to get in. But Iverson fills that gap right now. Novella and Sanders with about a 2-car lead. But you know at super speedways, if you get too big of a lead, they're going to catch you right away. Here comes Tony Iverson. Daniel Smith still running side by side with Tucker. Bolander on the outside, 2nd car pushing. Kyle Lynott, the 3rd car on the outside. Slowly on the back stretch going into 3. We're going to be side by side racing once again. Novella trying to make that inside lane work. Here comes Tucker being pushed by Bolander. They're going to take the lead. Great speed by that outside row. Oh, so fast. Smith jumps in as the 6th car in front of Sean Walton. Continuing out of 4 through the Geico restart zone, Matt Tucker is going to lead lap 35.
These cars very much prioritizing the top lane, Mean Gene, kind of flipping the script a little bit from earlier in this race. We saw the bottom line a little bit dominant to start this race, but now the top seem to be where these guys want to be. Matt Tucker and Andrew Bolander working amazing there together to capture the lead of this race, and leaving Matt Novella, the guy who controlled this restart, in the dust, about to be outside the top 10 is the 56, and that's just the virtue of that top or that bottom lane losing all their help. But here goes the 13 of Tony Iverson and the 31 of Daniel Smith to the bottom. Those guys looked like they were working together, not on the same team. I'm wondering if there's some new Discord relationships being made right there. And there goes Tony Iverson's teammate of Eric Thornton to the bottom as well. These guys trying to make the bottom work.
Yeah, outside lane still seems to be the place to be for the top 7 cars, but behind them, you can see bottom lane finally forming up once Iverson and Smith almost 3 wide. You can see Sean Walton putting some aggressive moves there on Vulpes, pushing Vulpes back behind him. Outside lane, still trying to make it work.
Whoa.
Oh, Smith with a little bit of a push on Iverson. Going to take it up high, get a wacko
3 wide.
Tucker.
Sean Walton,
And
3
I think
wide.
at this oh, Sean, what are you doing? It's too early, especially with Louis, you nut job. Look at Joe Vulpes terrified. John Beverly into the wall. This thing's spicy back here.
It's getting crazy, Mean Gene. The stage points are getting ready to be paid out, and you can tell right now by the way these guys are driving. Actually, I believe this is the lap for the stage right now, is it not?
No, one more. 38
One more.
where
See,
it shuts it.
It's going to be Daniel Smith, and we talked about how badly this guy needs points. We said it's a must-win, but one thing that would really make things a little more simple would be winning this stage. He has the 66 and Matt Tucker pushing him right now. Tony Iverson also, wants those points. Bolander dives to the inside. Tucker's going to go down there with him. It's going to be Tony Iverson and Daniel Smith versus Matt Tucker and Andrew Bolander.
Side by side, then you can see inside and outside has 4 cars all hooked up. Here we go, 10 cars all lapped together. Inside lane controlled by Tucker. He's got Bolander pushing him. Here comes Smith on the outside with the momentum of Iverson. It's a car length. It's a half a car length. They're coming up on the start-finish line. It is, or coming around of 3 through the Geico restart. It's gonna be.
Oh, man, Daniels. Oh, and there's a big wreck. I believe that's Tony Iverson.
Caution, yellow flag.
Huge hits. Oh, no, Mean Gene. I thought that was Kevin Kyle. That was Kevin Kyle. You see the frustration. Look at that wheel and look at all that damage. Trying to get that thing back to the pits. Let's take a look at what happened there, Mean Gene.
Yeah, his eyes, those eyes went black like a snake.
They told a story, did they not? Here we go. This is how quickly it can happen.
Keep an eye on that 23 of Walton. That's that blue Bubba Wallace team.
Oh no. Oh no. Kyle doesn't hit anything. Able to keep that car clean. So no harm, no foul for that 27 or for that 27 race car, but you know he's not happy about what car hit him. I think the only car with a 2 in its number that's not on 2X Racing.
Yeah, you know, we got a chance to talk to Sean. You know, we thought we had a kinder and gentler Sean, but right now, so far, he has been as aggressive as anybody else on the track. And there it is, Kevin Kyle going to pay the price. We'll see. Could this be the incident that makes Sean think I need to take a step back? Or is this the incident that makes him think I'm invulnerable? I got out of that without a scratch. Don't get in my way.
So me and Gene, I mean, this is not to pick on Walton, but these are the tracks where that 23 earned that reputation that we talk about a lot. It was the plate tracks. He made his debut, or not debut, but he recently started racing again, close to full time in this league at this track a year ago. And it started right there in terms of being a very aggressive driver. His tendencies seem to come out at these plate tracks. So like you said, it'll be interesting to see how he absorbs what just happened and how he reacts moving forward.
Well, and going back, I think it was Daniel Smith that took that stage. I think his name was
correct.
shown
It
on my
was Smith.
iRacing.
And they wrecked right when they came across, and now they're going to all bring down the pits, which I think what these guys are going to be hoping the last time.
So it looks like Joe Volpus is going to stay out on the track. Not sure if he just wants to lead a lap here, or maybe he'll come down and pit next time. Behind him, you can see Jack Duval, Brandon Guerin. Lucky dog this time is going to be John Beverly. So Beverly not involved in that incident. And hopefully Kevin Kyle is going to be able to get this thing repaired and rolling quickly. I'm keeping an eye here on Kevin Kyle. As you can see, the other cars coming out of the pits. Kyle is down there with an extended pit stop, as is his teammate Jack Sanders. I imagine Jack is just waiting to help out Kevin in the back of the field. But Kevin really getting a lot of work done on that. I can see his crew down there with hammers, duct tape, and sawzalls trying to get them moving again. Sanders on the move. And here goes Kevin Kyle. Finally has that thing rolling. And it's about the point on the track where you don't need to come out yet. They're barely halfway down that back stretch. So hopefully Kevin Kyle got all of the repair done on that car that he needed. Meanwhile, behind the pace car, they're headed into 3. Joe Volpus being shown as your leader. Sean Walton on the radio telling Kevin Kyle, my bad. Hopefully that'll translate to some teamwork a little bit later on in the race. Only the third caution of the day. That was on lap 68 when Walton got into the rear end of Kevin Kyle and turned the 27 car. Both of those guys, playoff drivers, fighting for survival here. Race number 2 of our 3-race round of 12. Only the 53 of Colin Bollinger has advanced, so everybody else on pins and needles like a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Right now, though, Joe Volpus, he's the guy with the best shot up front after skipping the pit stop. Behind him, Jack Duval, Brandon Guerin, Hunter Hall, Richard Swingle. Then here come the cars that pitted: Daniel Smith, Tony Iverson, Matt Tucker, Kyle Lynott, Eric Thornton. So still plenty of action and a lot of opportunities. And a couple of cars coming in to top off. Look at MC Motorsports. They come in to top off and make sure that they'll be together on the restart. Another car coming in again, Kevin Kyle. Wonder if that's fuel or if that is for repairs.
You had to assume
Meanwhile,
that's
Robert
repairs.
Babcock, yeah, he came out earlier than he needed to, though. Like, he came out last time when they were halfway through the backstretch.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if he just came in and changed tires because, you know, you got them all slick.
Right. And I'm also just very curious about these guys, like the guys who didn't pit, right? So I believe that is our top 5, all the way back to Swingle. I don't think there's any way they make it. So they must be obviously assuming there's going to be more cautions. But that still is going to make it difficult to get that track position back once you know how aggressive this racing is about to get. But what I've also noticed about today, me and Gene, is I don't think a lot of these guys have really used their faster pairs unless they've absolutely had to. I'm only thinking guys like maybe Owens and Beverly have. I don't think Kevin Kyle did right there. So I think that's only going to play more into how aggressive and crazy this racing might get with just over 30 laps to go.
Yeah, he would have been much quicker in the pit stop had he chosen to use his faster pair there, Kevin Kyle. Meanwhile, we are bringing it around. The lights are off of the pace car. We are expecting to go green here, ending lap 42, about to begin lap 43, and we got 75 laps scheduled here for today. And no night racing. Remember, 2 years ago, it went black.
This place does not have lights, Bob.
No lights. All right, pace car is preparing to get out of the way. Keeping an eye on the 07 of Joe Vulpes. Vulpes is up 15 spots right now. Good for him. But, you know, one bad wiggle here at Talladega, you could be down 15 spots by the time you hit the back stretch.
Those paint schemes keeping no secrets.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. We're green. He's got no help. Vulpes out of there like a rocket. Leaves behind his help, Hunter Hall. He's out to a 3-car lead, and, you know, that's scary on a super speedway. And then look behind him, all that grouping of cars. Hillman on the outside, finally going to get help from Daniel Smith. Oh, in the outside lane, trying to turn into a parking lot. Vulpes gives up on it. Discretion, the better part of valor. He cuts down low in front of Jax Duval. Jax Duval pushing as hard as he can. Right behind him, you can see Brandon Guerin in that new pink, green, and white Mexico flag paint scheme. Outside lane finally working. Hunter Hall, he'd love to lead some laps here today in the 12. Smith stays with him. Smith getting a push from Tucker. Outside lane working now as they come around 4. It's the 12 of Hunter Hall. He's going to take the lead. Vulpes and Jax get a little squirrely. Hunter Hall cuts down to the bottom. Bad move because that lets Daniel Smith take the lead as they go across that start-finish line. He could have led a lap.
I know. I was so excited.
Sneaks into 4th. Look who sneaks into 4th. The aggressive Walton now in that group of 4. So you got 4-car single file. You got Hunter Hall behind him. Can't make up his mind. Now he's finally on the bottom row. Oh, but he gets grand, goes around him. As does Swingle and Lynott Hall in the center, getting treated like the 251 in the Sunday League.
Yeah, man, you must really know a lot about that Jerry Rose guy, me and Gene. But yeah, Hunter Hall, he did have an opportunity there to lead a lap, but I don't think he was comfortable with those pushes he was getting for the 31. He got that track position by staying out, and sometimes I think that can make you all kinds of nervous. You saw how aggressive those pushes were from Smith, but it got him all the way to the lead. I was so excited for him to lead a lap there, but it was not to be, as now Daniel Smith leads 2 laps in a row. He has those aggressive pushes within him, but he also is not shy to take them. As you see Matt Tucker giving him massive pushes through the corner there, into the corner. And Joe Vulpes there leading the inside lane. I think that was, oh, and look at that. There goes Tucker to the inside, and Sean Walton follows him.
Yep, Tucker, not really a teammate of those boys, but he's working with him. So now on the outside, you can see Thornton pushing Smith, getting some help from Buddy Sully, who's now made his way up front.
Look at this,
Bottom lane, though, Tucker leading. Vulpes coming up. Thornton and Vulpes side by side. Sean Walton is the second car. And look at the Tucker go high again. Tucker, he looks like, and
oh my
Smith
God!
cuts down low.
Smith with an insanely aggressive
We're 3
move.
wide.
Behind
no,
them.
Look at that.
It's been 3 wide for about half that lap behind them. I mean, Gene, I don't know where to look. This is so crazy.
That's Owens goes 4
wide. Look at that.
Oh, my word.
I am speechless. These guys are just absolutely going for it. You saw David Owens. He's making moves now. So is Colin Bollinger. The Daniel Smith gets pushed out. He's all the way below the apron. Sean Walton's going to have an opportunity to lead this race. And on the outside, still Matt Tucker. He's been ultra aggressive, but it's been working for him. It's about to be 3 wide all the way to the front, Mean Gene.
Matt Tucker, he is the free agent, the wild card in this race. No allegiance to anyone. He needs money in his Venmo now to push you. He's the leader. He's got Thornton behind him, Buddy Sully, and then Iverson, high side hustler.
Into the wall goes Iverson.
Hard hits. Iverson off the pace, fades back through the pack, hits Mata, makes contact with Lewis. Lewis with Hall, and they survive. Meanwhile, wow, that was an all high side hustler hit. Like Tucker looks like he was off, and then all of a sudden, wham, 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 it was Thornton into Sully into Iverson.
That was, you're right, a chain reaction, and just all productive gets pushes all the way through the field. We say all the time, don't push the pusher. They're pushing the pusher, and the pusher's pusher right now. All bets are off. All rules do not exist right now. Buddy Sully right now on the outside, too. Look at him, the 21 car, showing his face for the first time today. He's has the best track position he's had all day. And Kyle Lynott and David Owens are so desperate to go 3 wide.
Yeah, David Owens, he's trying to make his way up here. He had that early wreck with Steve Lewis, did the fast repair, wants to make his way back up through the field, regular season champion, and then lost last week the points. He needs points more than the win, but yet you can't tell that man this right now as he's 3 wide with Hunter Hall, trying to get Kyle Lynott to drag him around this thing. Meanwhile, up front, Sean Walton is your leader.
To fall into the wall, Mean Gene.
Oh, look, he holds it, though. And now look at him with the move.
Oh, my goodness. How did he do that? He's going to go to the bottom.
He said, I used the wall to make me go forward. And they're 3 wide. Walton outside gets a hit from Jack Sanders.
Matt Novella, the meat in the sandwich with no help besides Vulpes way too far back. And these pushes are just absolutely unbelievable. And what keeps happening is there's no room to re-enter. You see a bad push, and it gets you about a line up, Mean Gene, and these cars think they can re-enter it, but no, that time has come and gone in a split second, and that's what's creating these situations time and time again. That's what's creating every wall hit we've seen has been a bad push, trying to re-enter, getting another one, and that one sends you to the wall, and Matt Tucker, ultra aggressive. One thing we got to start talking about and keeping our eyes on, Mean Gene, is the part-timers. Those guys have no incentive out here other than to help their teammates and collect the trophy.
Wow, look at Walton, cuts down below Jax Duvall to take the lead. Tucker goes with him. Guerin fading back, creating that hole. Duvall on the outside now gets help from Vulpes. Vulpes goes up. It's Vulpes, Lynott, Owens lmost into the wall. That's terrifying.
Spectacular save from Kyle Lynott right there. I thought that was going to be yet another wall hit right there, just like we predicted. But no, Lynott keeps it together. And look, these are just different groups now, Mean Gene. We barely even have lines at this point. Oh, my goodness, Sean Walton.
Duvall, Walton. He's going to wreck him. He's going to wreck him, Tim.
It's going to happen.
Duvall, he backed off. He did not back off. Somehow, Walton kept that car straight. If he makes another move like that, especially lap 50, what is he thinking? Too many laps. Meanwhile, look in the back. You can see Thornton cutting down low, trying to get underneath the black car of Novella. Oh, it is just a wild maelstrom out here. And Owens has faded all the way back to 14th.
Matt Tucker is losing friends by the second right now. You can see a couple cars not having them. Oh my gosh. Eric Thornton pulls out in front of Lynott. There was not room for that. I don't know how they kept it together. And Mean Gene, this is entertaining. We are loving this. We're gushing over this, but oh my God. Feelings are getting hurt. Tempers are flaring right now. I cannot imagine how half these guys in the field feel right now with these moves we've seen.
Well, I imagine they all need to do some kind of Valium. Here we go. Look at Lynott. Oh my word. And there's contact. The 57 almost wrecks.
He's going to try to re-enter.
Okay. Ooh.
What is going on, Mean Gene?
And meanwhile, look at Swingle now goes below.
Oh my
goodness. A big cut down by Duvall. He doesn't care. He's from Florida. Walton goes from the lead, fades all the way back now to 8th place, regains his momentum. Okay, here we go. We've reset. We've re-racked.
Have we?
And now we've got 4 cars on the inside, 4 on the outside. And Daniel Smith says, hold my beer, as he is ready to block or draft.
I am in disbelief that we have not wrecked yet.
No, especially the way that we've seen. Oh, and look at Guerin giving it to Walton hard on that left rear bumper.
Oh, my goodness. Did you see that run that Walton had to bail out of right there?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What is going on? This is insane, Mean Gene. These runs are... Watch Casey here on the top lane here, the 6 VRN car. I think he might get one of those big runs, too. The
yellow flag is out.
Oh my gosh, take a breath. I don't even know why, Mean Gene, but the yellow is out. No wrecks I'm seeing on screen right now. I wonder what happened there, Mean Gene. I think I can tell you right here. Here we go. Let's take a look.
I saw Kevin Kyle's off pace. Did something happen to him?
I think it may be Hall and Babcock. So hold on, let's try to find Babcock here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Wow, not where you'd expect at all. Looking like a push gone wrong of a group of 3 trying to keep the same pace as the field in front of them.
Debris on the track.
That's
debris
Iverson.
on the track.
Debris on the track, and that's Iverson. Oh, that's Kevin Kyle. Oh, wow. I don't know what happened to Hunter Hall there, but Hunter Hall just didn't go. Mean Gene. That was a very unique situation there. Maybe an equipment failure for the 12 of Hall. I don't think you could have convinced me in a trillion years that that's where the caution would have been with what we just saw. Oh, what just happened there? Mean Gene, let's go back here.
I think he made contact. I think he came in a little hot.
Little hot. So that was not
go to the chase cam.
Yep. Oh, a little bit hot on Mata there. I don't think there was anything there.
No.
Those 2 cars, right? Like, I didn't think them together,
Walton went on the. Walton immediately went on the radio and said, "My bad, I'm sorry." And Mata said, "All is forgiven."
There it is. Right? A little bit of contact. I think they're okay. Nothing too bad there. Mean Gene. Oh my gosh, no. I was kind of short of breath for a little bit there. I'm not gonna lie.
I think all the drivers needed a moment to decompress. I mean that from lap 47
to now
to lap 52 was just psycho.
I think that was the craziest stretch of racing we've ever covered together.
Just and I kept it was like especially Guerin into the back end of Walton. Walton had to swerve up to miss Swingle. That was
I mean
that was something.
Hats off to every driver that had the I'm gonna take a page out of your book here. Testicular fortitude to even be a part of that. And that was about 16 of them, I think. And jeez, what a show that was! I can't wait to watch that back. That was unbelievable that they kept it straight for that long and they put on a show like that. And also one thing that stuck out to me, Mean Gene, because I didn't feel like we had enough time to really get together a coherent thought during any of that, but one thing that I was noticing, a lot of those same paint schemes with that Gulf Coast Racing team right there, a lot of paint schemes similar to Vol, and none of them were working together.
No, we've seen this in the past. This team is called East Coast Alliance. But we have seen that in the past where the communication has fallen out on that team. Who is the primary driver? No one knows. Some days Lynotte's the fastest. Some days Volpus is the fastest. Sometimes it's Novella. Sometimes it's Owens.
Could be Swingle.
When they run as Gulf Coast. So it's always interesting to see, especially on these super speedways, how the teams stick together or don't stick together. Also, this just in... Babcock has dropped. Robert Babcock, the driver of the number 40 Target Toyota, has parked it after that incident. He had debris on the track and being 3 laps down probably figured enough was enough and he's off to hit his vape.
Oh man, I mean, I'm sure that's a well-deserved vape hit after the day he's had, Mean Gene. I hope that's not just nicotine in there. That guy's had a long day.
And you gotta hate it too because he definitely showed speed by running up at the front, trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. But I think the drivers were treating him like a lap driver and not a normal driver because he took some hard hits and was abandoned more than once.
Yeah, I completely agree, Mean Gene. And he started this thing a couple laps down, fought from underneath all race, and I think right when he felt like things were coming together, that happens. So I can understand whether or not he had a faster pair, just thinking, tonight's not my night. I tried my best. And there is that beautiful VRN car of Jonathan Quesabir. And that's someone who, besides the beautiful paint scheme that we have not talked enough about today, Mean Gene, Jonathan Quesabir, he's a specialty racer when it comes to plate tracks. Just recently in this league, and it was on a Thursday night, earning his first non-plate track win. I think he had about 6 wins in this league, and none of them were on anything besides this type of racetrack. Quesabir doing exactly what he's supposed to, running in 3rd place right now.
Yeah, Jonathan, he finished 17th in the regular season. Needed more starts to qualify, but always has a lot of speed when he comes into these tracks. That whole team of his, just full of vinegar. So again, here we go. We can look at some of our points standing people. Daniel Smith running fast all day long. Hillman and Sanders both having good days. Novella, Medina. So all these guys we've seen in the front at one point or another. The question we have to worry and wonder about is Kevin Kyle okay? We've seen him have a couple of incidents. And so can he make his way back up through
Physically, he's great.
into this hot mess? Kevin Kyle currently 7th in points.
Hasn't Miley Cyrus or Britney Spears that mustache off yet, so physically, mentally, I think he's doing okay. Just has to get that 27 race car where we know we can get it.
All right, so
He's still smiling.
calmer drivers, Jack Duval and Sean Walton, that's the front row.
That's a funny way to describe calmer drivers. Notoriously calm drivers.
Notoriously calm drivers. And behind them, notoriously cautious pushers, Jonathan Casabier and Eric Thornton.
Agendas.
All right, here we go. We're bringing it around to the Geico restart zone, ending lap 55, about to begin lap 56. 20 laps to go here.
Green flag, green
George
flag.
Duval
Why is Walton
on
like
the
a million years
control
behind?
car. Walton cruising in the backfield. 3, 4 cars are going to make it by him. Almost 5. He's side by side with Medina. Inside row, Duval, Casabier, Swingle. Iverson finally jumps out of line, goes up front. Regrets it immediately as Medina's going to take over that 4th spot. No, Medina's a buddy. He's going to go up high with him into the front of Sean Walton. Sean Walton has some spicy things to say on the radio, but Medina don't care. Medina now falls victim to Iverson cutting down in front of Jack Sanders. So inside lane, 5 cars out in the open. Behind them, Medina trying to figure out which way he's going to go. And then Novella and Walton side by side. Medina finally cuts down. Now Medina goes back up. Walton says, I don't care about you. I'm taking it around the outside by myself. He's got Matt Tucker with him and Eric Thornton. Below, Medina gets
Not
passed
clear.
by Owens. Slams down into
That's the
Joe
second time.
Vulpes and Medina making contact. We're full
Oh, no.
wide. Mata
Oh, no.
touches Kyle. Mata into the wall. Kyle
Caution,
spinning.
yellow flag.
And this is the face of a man who's been wrecked at no fault of his own and 2 times in a race. I mean, Mean Gene, who did Jose Medina come down on earlier in this race that we said he cannot be happy about that?
Kevin Cobb.
No, Joseph Volpes.
Oh, wait, Joe. That's right. He got into
Yep.
Joe.
And that was all I could think about when we saw that happen. I'm trying to find that wreck for you guys right now. Here we go. Let's take a look at it. So it's the 54, and I'm going to go back a little
Oh, wait,
bit
this is
further than
earlier in the
this.
race?
Oh, this is right here. This is what just happened, me and Gene. So keep your eye on the 54 here. And, man, that's not clear, me and Gene. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's go a little bit further back and check it out again. Tell me this, me and Gene. If Volpes doesn't check up here, is Medina clear? And I think that's and I think that's what Volpes is probably feeling, because I think this is the second time that's happened today.
And he got doored by him as well when it didn't work.
And we give Medina a hard time. He is not a dirty driver. He's the furthest thing from a dirty driver. He's an aggressive driver, and that's what that is right there. And I think you see the checkup right there from Volpes, and I think Volpes at this point said, enough is enough. I'm gassing it up. I'm done with this. And here he goes. He's not trying to wreck Medina, and Medina wasn't trying to wreck Volpes, but this is just 2 bad situations coming together at once. I think Volpes right here giving that 54 big pushes, and look at the situation this creates. We are now 4 wide with Mata, Kyle, Bollinger, and the 07 of Volpes. We're going to see a little bit of ping-ponging in the middle lane. Here it comes, and there goes Mata into the 27. There just is not enough room. They weren't prepared to go 4 wide. Brutal, Mean Gene. Big hit from Mata. Massive hit from Mata.
Yep, debris on the track.
Minor debris.
I can't believe Volpes made it through there. That it looked like he was about to get hit by Kevin Kyle, and then Mata tapped him again and kind of pushed him away and protected him.
And again, not picking on Jose Medina at all, because one thing I said during that crazy run, and I was going to bring up during that run, but it didn't take long for it to happen, Mean Gene. First of all, like I said during it, while you and I were just loving it, enjoying it, I can guarantee you there were some hurt feelings during that. There were too many crazy moves, and I don't mean this in a bad way, selfish moves, to not have pissed off your fellow competitors. And I know going into that next run, those leftover feelings were still there. Then on top of that, Mean Gene, one thing that hit me as we were watching those guys racing in the beginning of that run, they didn't learn anything. They didn't face the repercussions for the way they were racing, which was ultra aggressive. It wasn't bad. It was just aggressive, but that wasn't where the wreck was, Mean Gene. It was way further back in the field in an independent single line so far away from them. They never faced any repercussions for going so hard for those 15 laps that we got to enjoy. So it hit me right there. I was like, they're going to do this again.
They're
why
invulnerable.
Exactly.
They're invulnerable.
I think if you get a big one there, maybe that changes the tempo a little bit, right?
Yeah, because right now you're still thinking I'm in control.
Exactly.
I can see everything's unfolding in front of me. I'm in the zone. I'm driving on it.
It worked. It worked fine last time.
Mm-hmm. And so, speaking of those drivers, let's look here. Jonathan Sabir has now made his way up into second. Haven't seen that guy be aggressive, really. So he's made his way up here through a slow progression. Richard Swingle, another guy, haven't seen him do any crazy things. Richard's in that orange and white 97. Been pretty patient, pretty calm. Tony Iverson, he had a little bit of early excitement, but I think he's kind of settled in. Sean Walton, we've seen him make some pretty aggressive pushes and some pretty aggressive moves through the track. Jack Sanders has pushed hard. Haven't seen him move into the damage, into the spots, but I definitely have seen him push really hard. Who else is on this
Matt
list?
Tucker
Thornton has pushed hard.
Matt
Medina
Tucker
has had some close incidents. Tucker has been a heck of a pusher.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. We'll still have to see once we get the restart. Interesting choices though. Daniel Smith did pit, finds himself in 19th now. He's got to make his way back up, and then look back. Joe Vulpes goes to lap down.
Yeah, Vulpes, I'm assuming may have already used the fast repair earlier, Mean Gene. So that's the only reason I can imagine why he would go a lap down. But yeah, Vulpes, a playoff driver, not able to afford a race like this right now.
So he's going to need another caution, and the way the boys have been going at it, they might. Now remember, my early prediction was starts off calm, becomes a fist fight.
God,
here we go.
Buy a lottery
and it's also been
Jane.
the record. It's also been the record. Daytona, 12 drivers walked out of that thing with penalties. So not a surprise to see some levels of aggression rise. All these guys can win. If you're at home and you're a racer, you can win on a speedway. Maybe at Homestead, you don't know where to brake or your tires wear out too soon. Maybe at Kentucky, you have trouble coming out of 3 and 4. But here, it's just hammer down, and you could win. And that's what all 20-something of these guys on the lead lap are thinking.
Yeah, 1,000%, Mean Gene. I mean, as a broadcaster, I circled these ones on our schedule because I'm always so excited to be in the booth with you for them. But as a driver, woof, these ones are ones you dread a little bit unless you're one of the guys who, just hasn't been up front all season. You are excited for these ones because all bets are off. Anybody can win this race, and you could be in 20th place with 1 to go, and it's not all said and done. But you also see a lot of guys with this specialty of this type of racing style able to always be up front here, and right now, no exception. That top 5 guys that we always see up front at these plate tracks. But we're going to have 15 to go here, Mean Gene. We're getting close to shootout territory, but man, we've seen the level of aggression.
Yep. Also, storyline, Bollinger and Vulpes are a lap down. That ought to be curious in the back.
Bollinger
Here we go.
in.
Jax Duvall is your control car coming up to the Geico restart zone. That
Green
outside
flag,
lane
green flag.
is really dragging, and away they go. Outside lane just didn't go. Inside lane, Jax Duvall with control. He's got Swingle with him. Now, Sabir trying to hook up with Iverson and Sanders. Sean Walton and Tucker. That's the 3rd and 4th car on the inside row. Outside row, though, now has Novella, Owens, and Medina pushing. Outside row going back 7 cars deep. Inside row, 11 cars. Outside row wiggling. Still 2-car length lead for Jax Duvall as they go down the backstretch. Swingle trying to push. Walton trying to push. Walton lets off rather than crash Swingle. Good job, sir. Outside lane, here it comes. Finally, case of beer. He's looking to lead a lap. He's got Iverson pushing him. Look at the speed of the outside lane. Jonathan Case of Beer, the number 6 MC Motorsport driver. They're 4 car lengths ahead of the inside. He's going to lead a lap. Meanwhile, David Owens now leading the outside. Walton gets into Bolander. 3 wide. Lewis, Tucker, and Sean Walton. Bolander in the middle as well. This thing's a hornet's nest.
We are right back to where we left off for the past 20 laps, me and Gene. All chips are on the table, and these guys are absolutely going for it. Really curious to see Jonathan Case of Beer use the outside with Tony Iverson in the 25 of Sanders to get that lead, but then immediately wind the bottom, now using that to control this race. But behind them, you have a bunch of guys desperate to go 3 wide, including David Owens, Bolander, Tucker, Medina, and Swingle. Swingle doing a great job all day today, keeping himself in this thing, giving himself the best chance at this. That inside lane starting to drive away a little bit, me and Gene. And one thing quickly I want to touch on, I don't know if there's tar on that outside lane or what it is, because you saw me hear about or freak out about Sean Walton last restart, and not a much better story there today. Horrible restarts from the outside lane all day today. We'll have to see if we get in a restart how much that will play in, but right now, Jonathan Case of Beer, the guy we talked about to keep your eye on, who loves these type of racing, loves these play tracks, knows how to win, for 13 laps away from yet another trophy at a play track, as he's going to try to take the outside now, 3 wide.
Look at this now, 3 wide outside
4.
Case of Beer. He's got
Oh no,
Iverson
oh
pushing
no,
him.
Medina,
Swingle. Yellow flag.
no.
Novella, Kevin Kyle, Glenott, Sean Walton, the 2 of Shelton. There are so many cars involved in this one, me and Gene. Very many
Buddy
of them
Sully
playoff
came
drivers.
in like a wrecking ball.
Oh, buddy. A lot of beautiful race cars destroyed in that one, me and Gene. A lot of
Let's
beautiful
look
race
at the
cars.
23. Let's go back at that replay and just keep an eye on the 23.
Oh, let's do it. My pleasure. And man, I always tell you guys what my data looks like. There's a lot of crashes on it right now. No problem finding this one. Let's take a look. I think this was a multi-part wreck, me and Gene. Here we go. And let's see where this one even started. I'm going to actually keep my eye on Lynott to start this. Actually, you said Walton, right? Let's look at Walton.
Yep. Yeah, I'd look at the 23. Also, it looked like Volpus was ahead of Bollinger to get the
No, look at Novella off the racing surface. So already a moment, and here comes the 4 wide we talked about. Oh, I mean, everyone here just desperate to try to figure this out. You see Alex Hillman there on the top as well, and there's this. Oh,
how did he get both guys?
A 2-for-1 special, but not the type we like to see, and you know what we got to do here.
Oh, Novella. It's a DDI murder. It's a DDI massacre.
It's a DDI massacre for sure. Do you have any idea? What did Joe Exotic
the
say?
The repair bill's going to hurt,
yeah,
buddy.
I don't know if I can afford this. It's going to financially ruin me. So here we go. Oh, you can't put this one on Sean Walton, can you?
No, look at that. They came in together and wrecked him.
That was adorable. Oh, poor Matt Novella.
Oh, my word. It's like both of them said, let's kill Sean at the same time.
Literally. Wow. And the Red Sea is part for Eric Thornton, but not so much for Kevin Kyle. And, oh, that's Daniel Smith, Mean Gene. That's Daniel Smith on the inside.
Wow.
That's and
then Sully comes in and lifts the rear end of the 23.
Buddy Sully.
And there's a T-bone.
Yep. Let's get it up. And it's the Buddy Sully special.
Wow, Buddy helps. Buddy drove him to the Golden Corral buffet for that T-bone.
He's like, you're getting this whether you like it or not. And look at Swingle. Did I do that? You didn't, Richard. Don't worry. Wow, Mean Gene. We were waiting for the big one, and we just got it.
Yeah, that was something right there. And not the way I expected. It was just Walton, wrong place, wrong time. And you could see Hall come down. You could see Swingle come up, and then both of them just... I think Swingle's looked more like a little netcode incident.
Yeah, it was... I mean, I think a lot of those guys... I mean, no one wanted to hit anybody, but a lot happening at once there. A lot of lines coming together, and a lot of disorganization due to the incident in front of them, and they were just trying to work their way through it, and I doubt that'll be the last time we see that today. I think we'll go green with about 9 to go here, but I would not be surprised to see that again. And me and Gene, we got another caution, so I'm going to take this opportunity real quick. We got another league coming up as well that we're currently in the process of getting ready to launch. We'll be running our first exhibition race on May 7th, but different to notice I didn't say recruitment race, Mean Gene. Different to that, it's going to be a privately hosted, fully broadcasted by us here on VRN race. But you will have to be signed up, whether it be on the Discord or on the website, to be part of that race and ultimately be part of the league that will be starting sometime in probably late June. But this will be a fixed C truck league that we're going to be doing on Wednesday nights, Mean Gene. I'm super excited about it. You'll see me on the track week in, week out, as well as a lot of other familiar faces, and we'll be bringing one of our best booths that we can possibly provide. But another good example of why we are so excited about Vortex Racing Network and everything it's going to provide is just bringing together a lot of leagues that we're super excited about. But I will let you guys in on some inside information. This league already with 30-plus drivers signed up, so the spots are already limited, so do not wait. This is going to be a free league the first season, but no guarantees after that in terms of freeness for anyone beyond those rookie season drivers that are going to, take their chance and join this league. It'll be free for you for as long as we can make it. So get signed up for our maiden season. I'm super excited about this one, me and Gene. You know how much I love my fixie trucks.
Oh, you should be. You should be. These trucks give us some exciting racing out there. And I expect this is going to be a merging of multiple established drivers from various leagues. So we're going to see a great mixture. And it's not just top guys, too. There's going to be a lot of mid-pack fellas that are going to be running. So we're expecting to see some really competitive racing out there. Not just one or two guys just disappearing on the track, which you might see in some other leagues. So really looking forward to see, like you said, 30 guys signed up already. So get in touch right now, Vortex Network. You can comment right here. You can go over during Inside the Mayhem, make a comment. You can reach out on the website as well and get yourself involved with that league. It's going to be racing on Wednesday nights.
Yep, and that's a really good point, me and Gene. We do see a lot of top-heavy leagues around there, or around just we get to cover a few. And yeah, with that 3,000 iRating cap, which will be very closely enforced, and also different to other leagues, where a lot of leagues you'll see that you have to be 3K below to join, but once you're joined, you can make it whatever you want, and you often, sometimes see that being top-heavy. That would not be the case in that league. You will be under week-by-week review to make sure the racing is competitive. I think it will be a great opportunity to get your first wins, understand what it's like to race up front, and then before you know it, you'll be in a league like this Monday nights in these next gens, racing out front like Jonathan Casabier and Tony Iverson are right now.
Absolutely. That's your front row. Iverson and Casabier, Tucker Bolander, second row. Owens, Hillman, Sanders, Daniel Smith, now in eighth. Great spot to make a run. Pace car is off. We are finishing 66, going into 67. 9 laps of racing to go here in the second race of our three-race round of 12. And away we go. Casabier with the outside lane. He leads them through the front stretch. Iverson on the inside stays even. Iverson's got the help of the number 8 behind him, the 25. Also giving push. Matt Tucker, second car on the outside row. A little slow to get into position. Abandons Casabier immediately. He's got David Owens with him. Casabier is now in the middle, 3 wide, fading the wrong way. Daniel Smith is in that middle. He's got to make a decision. He decides to ram into the back of Casabier and take that middle lane. That forces Beverly to go down low. Beverly and Lynott make contact. Oh, my. Back up front. Tony Iverson is your leader. Behind him, Bolander, Tucker pushing hard. Bolander goes high with Tucker. Iverson left out to dry. Here comes Owens and Thornton on the outside. They don't care if you're my teammate, gosh, you're gone. Iverson. And now Iverson is in the middle. Oh, Mata picks him up. Bolander's going to lead that lap.
Me and Gene, I'm trying to pick up my jaw off the floor right now. That was one of the wildest restarts I've seen in my entire life. Jonathan Casabier was in the lead. He is now in 6th. He's trying to work his way back, and look how aggressive it is on the inside. I was shocked to see Casabier select the outside leader with the lane choice there. Casabier, I've been criticizing the outside, and he did not make it work from the lead there, me and Gene. He was not clear of Tony Iverson by the time they got to 1 and 2, and he paid the price for it. But somehow, so did Tony Iverson. He is now almost out to the top at 10 right now, and look at this. It's David Owens and Bolander battling for this lead. We've seen Bolander so good in these play tracks.
Yeah, you could see Iverson. Yeah, Casabier on the restart gets abandoned. Iverson, who passed him, he got abandoned back into 9th. And now look at
Wow.
Owens is losing places on the inside as Iverson fights his way back up. Right now, outside lane, led by Andrew Bolander, Matt Tucker, Jonathan Quesabir. Down below, it's 5 card lengths back. Iverson getting the push from his teammate. Number 11, David Owens. Thornton behind them, and Kyle Lynott, the mercenary, who's been brought in. So inside lane has 3 of the high side hustler drivers with Kyle Lynott. Outside lane led by Bolander, free agent Tucker, and then I can't tell who that guy
or
is.
Iverson. I mean, it's hard to tell between those two. The VRN cars are linked up as well, Mean Gene. Homan and Quesabir linked up on that outside lane. You see Daniel Smith, he's used that faster pair. He wants to force that 3 wide on the outside lane. You're right. He's trying to force it, as is Owens and Iverson.
And he's got Walton to push him. You know,
Oh,
Walton will
Hillman!
go high. He don't mind.
Hillman closes the gap way late. He somehow makes it work. Tony Iverson going to push him through the corner. You know he's not happy with that 08 car, but he's giving the most aggressive push as possible. He said, you want to be in front of me, buddy? Well, here you go. I'm going to push you to the lead, and I don't care what happens to you. But that's going to work out on the inside. Bolander trying to make the outside work, staying committed. This is, oh my goodness, look at how sketchy these pushes are towards the back.
Yeah, Novello pushed Lynott so hard, and that took all those cars. Meanwhile, up front, Alex Hillman feeling the burn of the lead. He saw his teammate Hunter Hall bail out, pull the parachute. Hillman's not that kind of driver, though. He's going to ride it up. Meanwhile, in the middle, look at Tucker going backwards now. Now look at Bolander going backwards.
Hillman
Sometimes
leads.
The front don't pay.
Iverson pushes Hillman.
Hillman up top, 3 wide. Here comes Daniel Smith. He's going to bring Sean Walton. Hillman trying to hold his lane on the outside. Front row, Iverson and Owens pushing. And then it's 3 wide, 5 cars deep behind that. Ladies and gentlemen, we've only got 5 laps to go.
Quesabir staying committed to his VRN teammate right there of Alex Hillman. Picked him up where he needed to help the most. That Hillman could have fallen back well outside the top 10, but he shouldn't have gone low there. There's no choice there for Quesabir but to bail out and take the outside lane. And now Hillman's going to lead the inside. I'm not sure if that's what they wanted to have happen. They've been working so well together. But now he links up with one of the best pushers all day, Matt Tucker. You saw Thornton think about taking the outside lane, but stays linked up with his teammates of Tony Iverson and David Owens. You see High Side Hustlers right now working the low side, controlling this race. VRN teammates of Hillman and Tony and Quesabir trying to make the middle and top work. Man, oh man, 4 to go. Mean Gene, and all is on the table right now, and anything can happen. If you're in 15th place, you're going to win this race.
High Side Hustlers are on the inside, 3 cars on the inside lane, and then Kyle Lynott, their mercenary buddy. Meanwhile, Smith into Tucker. He holds his lane.
Oh, no.
Smith into Hillman again. Hillman up top. Comes down, slams into Bolander. Bolander holds it. And now it finally finishes Hillman off.
That wreck took about 1.5 years. Wow, Mean Gene. We're going to overtime.
Overtime.
That was insane, and my heart hurts for the 08 of Alex Hillman. He put it all on the line there, and it didn't quite work out for him. Let's take a look at what went wrong there. I think it was just a lot of agendas coming together at one time, Mean Gene.
I mean, so many people went to the front and got pushed back.
Exactly.
And that's just kept happening repeatedly.
And there it is.
And you can see that in, yeah. Oh, the 53 and the 25 dancing.
Well, I think
nobody got hurt.
Exactly. As big as that looked, I don't think anyone got meaningfully hurt there. So we're going to rack it back up.
Guess who's really happy about that?
I'm assuming Tony Iverson?
Joe Volpus.
Oh, is he back in the lead lap now?
I
yes,
believe
he is. You called
back
it.
on the lead lap. Joe.
Was that a Samoa Joe chant?
Let's go to the mustache cam.
Oh yeah, let's see. How's he feeling?
Look at that. He needs the Valium.
Yeah.
He is serious. He's serious, y'all.
He looks stressed.
I mean, he has been in the middle of it. He's 19th right now. That's the 27 of Kevin Kyle. He's got his teammate Jack Sanders is in 15th, so they're within communication of each other. But it has been a stressful race. There have been just 10, 15 lap runs of wide open insanity. I don't even know. I don't want to say mayhem again and again and again, but it's chaos. You're in the heart of a maelstrom of these teams just trying to hook up with each other, and we've seen it so much. Like right there, if I'm the high side hustlers, I am truly disappointed. You had all three of your team together on the inside. You had Kyle Lynott blocking as well. You had to feel good. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to re-rack this thing for a green-white checker, knowing damn well that you could be in first at the start, and then you could be in 12th in the middle of the backstretch.
We've seen that happen time and time again today, me and Gene.
Twice on one lap.
Literally, I don't know if anyone besides, I don't know if anyone has led going to the restart and been inside the top 5 the next lap. It's been that unpredictable. The one thing they do have going for them is you have lane selection and you have your teammates, right? So no matter what, you're gonna have to see Iverson and Owen start side by side, but you're gonna see what we call the okie dokie. And there's a smile for Kevin Kyle. Because I was gonna say that looked like the face of a man losing years off his life that he cannot afford. But I'm happy
he's got to wiggle. He's got to do the lip thing.
Exactly. And also, what's
some vocal warm up.
What's that shirt mean, Gene?
I think that's a David Owens shirt.
Either way, I hate it. It's either Owens or Hamlin, and I hate it.
It's a number 11 David Owens shirt.
We know he's a big David Owens fan.
All right, here we go. So, front row, high side hustlers, Iverson Owens. Second row, Thornton Lynott, high side hustler, and mercenary Kyle Lynott. Third row, Sean Walton, Matt Novella. Behind them, Jax Duvall, Matt Tucker, John Beverly up into 9th. Good run. Jonathan Sabir, Colin Bollinger from lapped to 11th.
Yeah.
Insane.
Is it fair to say that it's high side hustlers 1 through 4?
Yeah, I would think so. They're all in a chat with each other.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Is it just those 4?
Let's take a look. I'm gonna peek.
Let's get the inside scoop.
We're gonna go inside the mayhem.
Yep. Oh, they have Iverson. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they have Buddy Sully also. I forgot that he's
their
on that
guy.
team. I forgot Buddy Sully's
so
on that
it's
team.
the high side hustlers plus Lynott. Go down a little bit further. East Coast Alliance is filled to the brim with a bunch of people. DDI Hunter Hall by himself. All by myself. Alex Hillman, he's running with the MC Motorsport boys. Maybe I should just move Hunter Hall up there.
Yeah, really. Like, Hunter, go hang out.
Hunter,
go hang with your friends.
Go hang out with those boys. Get you a free teammate.
It's shown that Hillman has had that help today.
Oh, Hall just dropped. I should have done it earlier.
We bullied him into it, me and Gene. Oh, God, that's what we get.
I feel bad.
I know. Well, Hunter Hall doing a great job. He's actually been one of the guys I've been coaching week through week, me and Gene. And Hunter Hall showing awesome improvement week by week. And really what's so much more important than, in my opinion, than, just initial talent or whatever that is just like being a sponge and wanting to learn, not having an ego. And that's certainly Hunter Hall.
Well, he definitely had some good moments here today.
He did.
And then it just abandoned like everybody else. If you're not in a big group, you're going to get dropped. And that's what we've seen. And even when you are, because look what happened to Sabir and then Iverson on the same lap, even though they have teammates, they just weren't hooked up with their boys. They are now, which makes me wonder how long will it take Sean Walton to hook up with his Mopao, guys. Because right now he's up there by himself and he ain't got no friends.
And that's the only way he wins this race, me and Gene. Because he's got 4 guys.
He's got Jax Duvall behind him, and Jax Duvall going to be excited to get a piece of that.
Yep, he's got 4 dudes, 1 agenda in front of him. I think I've seen that move before.
Here we go. Pace car is moving out of the way. We're going to be keeping an eye on Tony Iverson. This is a green-white checker situation. We do have 3 attempts at the green-white checker. This is our first attempt.
Let's use them up.
And I know it'll be our last.
I know it, Mean Gene, for sure.
Feel it in my heart. Here we go. Tony Iverson.
Green.
Look how tight they are. They bunch up and bam, bam. 3 wide in the middle. Though it's 3 wide, Beverly is there with Bollinger and Medina. Medina backs out, finally 2 wide. Meanwhile, up front, David Owens on the outside lane, getting a push from Kyle Lynott. On the bottom, you can see Tony Iverson getting his push from Thornton. High side hustlers, but 8 cars in that lead group right now fighting for position. Duvall, Tucker, Winfield, Thornton, Novella, Iverson, Owens, and Lynott. Iverson on the inside. Look at the outside row. Novella making his way in. Iverson wants to go high. He can't. He's stuck with Thornton. Tucker now on the outside by himself. Inside row, David Owens, Kyle Lynott in control. Matt Novella third. And then Iverson outside row falling apart and going straight backwards. Tucker with no help
Matt
all
Novella.
the way back.
Keep your eye on the 56 B&G, and this is Matt Novella's moment. He's made it work. He is the only non-teammate right here. Oh no! There's a big wreck. Sean Walton's in it. I see Eric Thornton in it. Swingle. Oh my gosh, half the field's in this. This is gonna. That Bollinger was in it. Thank God he's locked in. And we're gonna stay green, me and Gene. We got to the white flag right before that. Kyle Lynott leading Tony Iverson. Then it's going to be Owens and Novella. Novella has no help. Me and Gene, and he has teammates in front of him. Here goes Iverson, the outside. They're going to go 3 wide.
And then Iverson cuts down hard in front right now. You can see Lynott in the lead. Outside lane, Novella pushing Owens. Lynott needs help. Iverson goes high, leaves Lynott out to dry. Novella, Owens side by side. Novella with momentum on that outside lane. Here comes, oh my, look at the block attempt by Owens. He is going to cause a big wreck. Duvall into the lead. Owens is on the inside. Lynott lets off for his buddies, and that's going to let Sanders get into third.
And Duvall wins, me and Gene.
Jax Duvall, he was brought in to push people, and instead he says, I'm going to take this win, and I'm going to put a trophy on my pouch because I own all of y'all. Jax Duvall won in Atlanta last year. He knows how to handle a super speedway. Shows off again. I tell you what, let's just see that last little bit and keep the camera on the 23 for me. I just love the 23 when the incidents happen.
Wasn't he already dead? Or, well, that was mean to say. Yeah, he was already dead, me and Gene. Let's keep our eye on.
Okay, you just want to show the last moment.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I'm sorry. We will go back to that. I'm sorry. But this will be the last moment, so this will be coming to the checkered flag here, and then we'll go back to that last wreck. Good call, you're right. We should go back to that. Here we go. So, yep, here we go. I believe this will be coming out at 2. And, oh, man, me and Gene... Oh, this is coming out at 4. I thought Matt Novella was going to win this race. There's the turn, and Duvall, right place, right time. That's huge for David Owens, is it not?
Yeah, that... He could have used the win right there, but that finish, especially considering that he was in second, going into that, he will be content with that. Colin Bollinger going to get 17th.
All right.
So that will push him way back.
I believe.
And really disappointed. How about Sean Walton going to finish 23rd?
Speaking of, Mean Gene, keep your eye on that 23 car. Here we go.
Now behind him is Duvall, who wins the race.
Oh, you're right. Oh no, and he got hit. Wow. Oof. Oof. Ugly, Mean Gene. Well, let's take a look at these race results. Because who knows who finished at, and there's the blown engine for Jax Duvall. Well done, my friend.
All right, so final standings, Jax Duvall is going to take the win. On the podium with him, second place is going to be David Owens. Jack Sanders, the Colonel, needed a big day, and he is going to get it. Third place. Fourth place, playoff driver Kevin Kyle.
How did you do that?
Kyle Lynott going to finish fifth. Brandon Guerin, sixth. Andrew Bolander, 7. Daniel Smith, 8. Not what he needed here today, but a top 10 will do. Joe Volpus going to finish 9th. Considering he was a lap down just 3 laps ago, he's got to be happy. And Matt Tucker is going to round out your top 10.
What a roller coaster.
That was an insane ending. Who would you like to talk to for your bonus interview here?
I mean, because he got 4th place, I have no idea how he did it. And also because we have the camera, Jim, we got to do it, right? On cam interview. Get me Kevin Kyle.
Oh, my word. That's brilliant. All right, let's see if I can find him.
He looks like he's so anxious to be in this interview room right now. I'm looking at that face.
He is. Look, because he's not in the waiting room. All right, let's pull him down.
What a loser. Kevin Kyle.
God.
I got you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, man. Okay, well, first of all, how'd you finish 4th?
I just pushed Jack, and I'm looking back at it, trying to see what transpired, man. But I don't know. Just hung in there and followed Jack, and then I wish I could have pushed him a little bit better through 3 and 4. We could have really had a good shot at getting more spots, but I didn't want to crash him, so I was just trying to make us finish, man. And then we followed Jack through the Red Sea. We parted the Red Sea there, I guess, man. It was gnarly. I don't even know. I don't even know. I just followed Jack.
It was insane, man. And hey, I love that little Zachism parting the Red Sea, because that is what happened there. You had an eventful day, Kevin. I mean, you had tons of speed in that 27 car, and I pointed out before the race started, like, I called it an uncharacteristically somewhat poor qualifying effort from you, from what we've seen from you in play tracks, but it was still like a 10th off the pole, and it didn't take you long to be up front.
Yeah, it was so hard. It was so hard. Like, I was like feeling good. I'm like, all right. Like, in practice, me and Eric was fast. Eric's always fast here. Eric Thornton's always fast, and then I was just like trying to figure it out, and then Daniel pops in, and Daniel's a really great racer also. So like, I was surprised, because yeah, you're right. I usually do qualify really well, but not, 9th place. We started out in it, or 10th, or mid pack, whatever. But yeah, no, it's just finding the runs and the spots, But it's just hard when it's just keeping your lines, Like, when you're out to dry, it's not about coming back down the track and like messing up that line. But yeah, I felt like I got to look at the replays. I know I put it 3 wide and was aggressive, but it's like I had to be, and I felt like I held my line a lot of the times, but I got to go. I can't say I did or not. I have to go back and look at some of the stuff and see if I owe anyone an apology, but I felt like I held my lines pretty well there, but I don't know.
For my speculation, I don't think we ever put any of them on you. And I mean, one thing about you is you're consistent with your style at these play tracks. I think anyone who's been racing with you for any extended period of time knows what to expect from you, and that was a lot of that today. But also today, you were, I mean, really the class of the field in terms of your team. But also, it felt like today was hard to link up with your teammates. What was it like towards the latter end of that race when it got absolutely crazy? Were you able to even have an agenda anymore at that point?
No, it's me and Jack. I think we go with the, like, every man for themselves, and because it just doesn't put any pressure on you as a driver worrying about your teammate. Jack's got an agenda, and I got an agenda, and if we worry too much about helping each other, it's not going to work out. But like how we did link up at the very end when it mattered, that's when, like, because I could have gone side by side with them and maybe wrecked them, or but something. But like, we knew, hey, this is, it's like the stars aligned, and it worked out beautifully. It might have saved our postseason here. It definitely put us back up in the running, I think, like, to have a chance to make the next cutoff, and especially from where I was at. Man, whenever I got my incident with Sean, that really set me back. And then ever since then, I was like kind of like on super aggressive mode. I had my fast repair the whole time. I didn't use it the whole race. I was able to repair every time I got into anything, and so somehow, man.
It was an entertaining one to watch, Kevin, and thank you so much for giving us our first ever on MRL, and what you can expect from VRN next season. Driver cam, which I saw you see. Driver cam wasn't good enough for me. I had to give you your own flavor. I mean, come on. And
I saw the mustache cam. I appreciate it.
It's amazing, and I'm proud of myself for spelling mustache right. I had to check afterwards. I'm like, oh, thank God.
I know. I'm really good at it because I spell it so much now in all my streams and stuff. So
I think you've taught me. I think I can spell it because of you. It's like when you learn like another language from watching a TV show. That's essentially how I know to spell mustache. But great job today, Kevin. I can't wait to continue to showcase this camera, more driver cams, and thank you for being the first one to do that for us. It was a lot of fun to follow you today. And also, thanks. Yeah, I really tried to put the camera on during the many frustrating parts of your race today, and you never gave us any profanity, so you didn't even get us to demonetize. So great job with that, too. Loved having it. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we get out of here today?
Just make sure you guys talk to Jack and give him credit.
Oh, for sure.
It was his calm demeanor, I think, at the end of the race and during the race that kind of kept me in check. And then there at the end, he's just like, push me, we can get him. And then sure, and we did it. So just Jack and Austin Merrow and Mason Smalley throughout the season, they've been through a lot, and this was for those guys too. We don't forget them as part of 2X Racing. And yeah, just looking forward to just me and Jack putting our names out there with the rest of the field. And thank you, Mean Gene and Zach and Buddy Solly and Joe Volpus for all the behind the scenes work you guys do. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and it was a pleasure today. And yeah, shout out, please, the rest of 2X Racing. We miss you guys more than anything. I just brought back all types of feels. Kevin, I miss those guys. Hope to see you back soon. But you guys are holding it down, and great race today. We will miss you, Kevin, and we'll see you next week, my friend.
Yes, sir. Take care, guys.
Boy, talk about making chicken salad out of chicken poo-poo.
You know what?
That guy came through strong at the end there, didn't he?
He did. I mean, I had him on the replay there for those last 2 laps, and I was watching while he was talking. He really did drive through the Red Sea there, me and Gene. My goodness. I think he picked up like 10 positions with that big one that we saw right as they crossed the start-finish line to take the white flag.
Finished 4th, but let's hit that podium now. Teammate of Kevin Kyle. We're going to talk to the number 25, Jack Sanders, the Colonel. Jack, what a run there at the end, bud.
Yeah, that was incredible. That was incredible. The seas parted and my teammate was behind me, and Kevin, shout out to him. We were kind of stalled out in the backstretch, and I just told him, we're in the same chat together. I just told him to hit me hard, and we just followed all the way around and almost got in there for the win, but I almost squeezed out Owens to get the 2 spot, but it was coming kind of close to the line. So it was nerve-wracking but fun being on the other side of this deal. So.
Well, you talk about nerve-wracking. Laps 47 through 52. You guys were 3 wide. You guys were just swapping positions constantly. We saw cars go from 1st to 12th. Was it just poetry in motion, or was it a hurricane attacking the coast? What did you feel like in the car during those moments?
I mean, everyone was fighting, trying to go forward, get a run. You know, I seem to get caught where I'll help push the outside line, and then, you know, they'll dip down to the bottom and then leave me hanging. But then on the last couple of laps, yeah, it went 3, you know, we were 3 abreast all the way across the track. And, you know, I'd help the outside line, try to gain some momentum, and then all of a sudden they'll dip down, and then I'm the last car on that very outside lane, and then I'm just basically watching the poetry in motion go forward without me, I should say. So that was frustrating, because I went from, I don't know, I was running about 5th or 6th, and then all of a sudden I was 13th in less than a half a lap. So
yeah, not having your teammate with you the whole time, kind of painful. These other larger teams, we could see the high side hustlers, and then they add Kyle Lynott into that mix. Those 4 guys just really blocking and working so well together. Then you also had to deal with Mopar, the Daniel Smith, Colin Bollinger, Andrew Bolander, and Sean Walton. So that's 4 guys that are all together. Add in Matt Tucker, who, that guy, I don't know who he was. Who was Tucker working with today? Could you figure that out? I couldn't.
No. I think, was he a 66 card?
Yeah.
Nah, he was kind of just getting in where you fit in.
Yeah, he was. We talked about that. We talked about like part-timer going for the dub, and he was just a rogue element out there, but really exciting
but I was
to watch.
I mean, I kind of trailed him quite a bit during the race, because I could see the alliances, with the Joseph Volpus and his group of guys in Jax Duvall. They would kind of just stutter the brake a little bit and let one of them in so they can group up and have runs and stuff. So, and that was, I mean, to your point, that is hard to get by. I don't know. It's
a lot of okie dokies.
It's okay. It's okay.
It was, because we saw you, Zach said you were policing the outside lane, and then end of the race comes on that restart, and you and your teammate do hook up. Great communication, ends up pushing you through third place, especially in this playoff run right now. Definitely what you needed. at this
Yeah, I needed
stage. Say that again.
Oh, that put Jack Sanders in 7th place. He is in position to advance now.
Ooh, going to Kentucky in
Good.
7th. That has to feel good.
Yeah, I feel bad for Matt Novell. We got together after the race. He was like, man, I was coming to the, looking like a 4th or 5th, and then he kind of wrecks out. Then you speed by me, and now I have to he has to kind of win, or 8th through 1st has to have a bad day. But, he's pretty bummed out, but.
Well, he is a guy we've seen win at Kentucky before, though. So, Matt, don't count him out yet.
Oh yeah,
you could hear the theme music of Batman come on, and he could easily appear and strike like lightning. Jack, anybody you want to give a shout out here today?
Just family. Appreciate them. Let me do this. It's it kind of could get a little, we all have wives. We could get kind of in trouble for, oh, hey, by the way, we got a race tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Oh, man, you're supposed to hang out with me tonight. Oh, I got a championship to try to win, or at least get back to, or make myself look better than I did last season. So, so anyways.
Well, you definitely accomplished that tonight.
Definitely appreciate you guys putting on this show, and, definitely fun to watch, rewatch, and I'll definitely watch it again. So.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a good time. Go back and watch laps 47 to 52. That was just definitely madness. Jack Sanders, the Colonel, the pilot of the number 25 2X car, goes up 4 spots into 7th, 31 points behind the leader, but more importantly, 13 points ahead of that cut line. Good run tonight, Jack. Go hug the wife.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tell you what, he needed a big day, and his team pulled it out. Him and Kyle both pushing up. Kevin Kyle, he moves up into 6th, up 1 spot as well, 20 spots behind the leader. But more importantly, Kevin Kyle is 13 spots ahead of that cutoff line.
Yeah, 2X Racing.
Right.
We talked to them earlier, me and Gene, and Jack Sanders showing today why he is a Monday night champion, showing why he can advance in these playoffs and how he does it, and did what he had to do today.
Yep, season 2 champion, back in the fold again, looking to push his way into the round of 8. All right, I believe we got our 2nd place driver in here for you.
Yes, David Owens, mute yourself, my friend. We got you?
Yes, sir. How you boys doing?
Oh, man, probably not as good as you, dude. You went through hell and back today like normal with David Owens. I mean, you were, I think it was 13 laps down yesterday, and you probably heard me and Dalton go, don't cut him out. He could win this race. So today you only went 1 lap down, I believe, at some point in this race, and still were able to recover for a 2nd place finish. And now you actually came out of here, not sure if you're aware of this yet, so I hope I'm the first one to tell you this, with the points lead. You have more points than Bollinger, whether or not he has the win in advance. You are in a fantastic point situation. So take me through your day today, and what were you prioritizing between advancing to the round of 8 and taking home a Talladega trophy?
Making sure I stayed in a good point position to advance to the next round was my main priority tonight. We know how crazy Talladega can be, so that was the goal.
Well, you certainly did a great job of it today, David. And with those early issues today, I believe no fault of your own, and also I don't want to jinx it unless it's on Thursday, but no equipment issues today. So good on you for that today too. So now you're in this great situation going into next week. I know how much you like Kentucky, similar to me. So what's the agenda next week? You do have a great buffer. I mean, obviously never a guarantee, but what are you thinking going the next week?
Top 5 is the goal. I'll roll out with a top 10 just to finish and make sure I get in, but I definitely want a top 5.
Good.
Love doing it, but top 5 would be the best, is what I'd be very happy with.
Love it. And what brought back the gorgeous pink and black Tootsie scheme today? I haven't seen that one in a minute.
Talladega, man. I was there when Suarez ran it last season at the playoff race, and I just, seeing it in person, fell in love with that scheme. So anytime I run Dega, I'm going to load it on.
I can't blame you. And you
Rocking
did,
the scheme, rocking
did-
the scheme, and rocking the shirt.
and you did a great job of it too with the bricks on the side. You got that little detail in there. And yeah, let's get you on a driver cam next week. Let's hope that David Owens next guy that we can show in a driver cam. We had the mustache cam next week. Hopefully, I can bring you guys the beard cam because David Owens, that dude, he knows how to grow a beard. I'll tell you that much. Great job today, David Owens. I mean, as always, doing what you got to do to survive and advance. Get yourself a chance at yet another MRL championship. So great job. You were a lot of fun to watch today. So last question I have for you, including who you want to give a shout out to. Take me through what lap 40, what was it, Mean Gene? 45 to 52? Was that the sweet spot?
Oh, yeah, 47 to 52. Man,
What was that like, David Owens, behind the wheel of that car? And give your shouts to.
Was that our 3 wide Mayhem?
To be generous, 4 or 5, yeah.
Get to the front. I was irritated I didn't have a fast repair steel from somebody not having some awareness of how to get out of pit road.
Oh, now, David, watch it.
Shots fired.
But I got to the point to was like, you know what, it's Talladega. I didn't feel like being conservative anymore. I was like, I want to race. So I was like, let's go. I don't care who was in front of me. I was pushing them. Let's get to the front. I wanted to go. So I just wanted to be able to get to the front and see what I could do and see if I had anything at the end.
You addled quite a bit, David Owens. And the words of Ricky Bobby, I just want to go fast. Great job today. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before you're out of here?
Shout out to you guys up here in the booth. Everything that y'all, all the effort y'all put in, we do appreciate it. As Steve Beverly, both Steve Fugate, John Beverly, Joe Volpus, myself, like the admins that help put this league together on all the nights that we race. You, Jerry, Mean Gene, Buddy, all of them. Kevin Kyle, that helped that y'all put in from behind the scenes. Very interested in and can't wait to see what this Vortex Racing Network takes off. Very interested now that I've been brought up to speed on it. And I like the idea, so I'm really hopefully all of it just comes together real good and we can make this a great product for multiple leagues.
Absolutely, Mean Gene. I have no idea who Jerry is, but yeah, I agree, and it's an amazing team we have. And yep,
an intern.
Oh yeah, that one guy, the guy who got my coffee this morning. I remember him. But I agree, it's gonna elevate all these leagues, and yeah, David Owens, somebody who's put in so much work to elevating every league that he touches, and I don't think any league that David Owens races in consistently would be where they are without him. So your blessing means a ton to us, David. Great job today, and yeah, I can't wait to have you on the another network, showing off new features, having a driver cam of you so everyone can see what it's like, see that badass setup you have over that I've seen. That's awesome, and great job today, man. Cannot wait to watch you for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good night.
Yep. We'll see him next week. He loves that track. He's going to definitely be a force at Kentucky next week. He's really good in points right now, but it's always good to get a dub.
Is there a way I could race that race and call it from the
car? I don't know. Kevin Kyle can be that smooth.
There'd be a lot of more profanity than there normally is for me, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to grow a mustache out before you do that.
True that.
Now, speaking of dubs, let's pull up the man that did take a dub. Came up short on the last race of the regular season. Didn't quite make it into the playoffs. And then here he is running tonight, showing him y'all got lucky. Jax Duval, driver of the number 84. Jax, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good now.
I'll tell you what. I mean, was that a little message with they got lucky, right? That you didn't make the playoffs. Isn't that where we are?
Yeah, I'll be there next season.
I mean, you were there last year, right? Final four.
Well, that's what happens when you miss a few races. Missed 3 races this season, has some family issues, but it's all good.
Yep, that's real life always has to come first, but Jack showing that speed gets the win here in the second race of the round of 12, and that also does put you at the top of the driver standings of those who did not make the playoffs. No surprise there to see you up on top. Now, Jax, those last laps there, a little bit chaotic, and also we've talked to the other drivers. There was a moment, laps 47 through 52, 3 wide, 4 wide, leaders getting abandoned and going from first to 12th. Were you comfortable during that? Was your heart racing? Were you in control? Were you just trying to hold on to the bucking Bronco for 8 seconds? What was your mindset at the most intense moments of this race?
Well, honestly, we got to the track late today, so I woke up late, pissing excellence like Ricky Bobby. The only laps I got was putting it on the pole. And coming into this race, we got nothing to lose. I don't care about, I'm just here for my teammates. It's to get them the best position possible. So we can go 3, 4, 5 wide. I don't give a shit. Oh, sorry. I don't care.
It's not an F-bomb. We're fine.
Oh, no, Mean Gene, there goes all that money.
All that money, all those .00000 crypto.
If you win, you're allowed a PG-13 moment.
Okay.
There you go.
But no, I don't care. Let's take it 5 wide. I love it.
Well, definitely some great moments we saw from the entire field, holding on. Some hard pushes that we saw as well. Well, did you prefer to push or get pushed here tonight?
I prefer pushing most of the time until it comes down to the last lap. And especially if you're a teammate and you need the win, I love pushing.
Yeah, so but the chaos at the end, that was Jack's time, right?
Oh, yeah. Everybody races super speedways different. If you're not up on that car in front of you, things are going to get out of hand. I wasn't trying to wreck or turn the 23. He took a different line. He was checking up probably. It's the last lap. We're not checking up. We're going for it. That's all there is to it. And unfortunately, it ended his race. Maybe took him out of the playoffs. If that's so, sorry. But it's Talladega. It's go or go home.
That is the truth. We've seen a lot of incidents for the last 2 years arise at these super speedways, but this time we did see a ton of green flag racing and some really exciting 3 and 4 wide. But at the end, it was Jax Duvall in that 84. Tell me about your new.
Yeah, I wasn't by myself. Sorry, Michael Matta. I owe him. He pushed me up there. He didn't give up. Pushed me all the way up to the pack. I saw them battling out. Knew we were going to catch up. Was expecting a block. Not sure if the 13 threw a late block. Didn't know I was there. But whatever he was trying to do, just put him out of the way. Shoved him off of me and went across the finish line first.
Yeah, MC Motorsports always quick out there. So a little shout out there to Michael Mata. Hey, tell me about your paint scheme you got today. That's not a goldfish.
Nah, not goldfish. This one's brought to you by East Coast Alliance. Richard Swingle made my car, Joseph Volpez, of course his own car, and John Beverly. So we ran a team scheme tonight with our NFL team colors.
Ah, I see there. That's, of course, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
Yeah. Y'all going to draft a running back this year?
No, it don't matter. We're going to be the best team out there, so we're good this season.
That's a fan right there.
I love it. Hey, I'm a Texan fan, so thank you for Christian Kirk. I don't mind paying that salary. Hopefully he can play more than 3. Hopefully he can play more than 3 games. All right, before we let you go, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Everybody on East Coast Alliance, thank you again, Richard Swingle, for the paint scheme, badass. You guys in the broadcast booth, I can't wait to watch this replay, and let's keep it going. I'm just here to upset people. That's one playoff driver that didn't win. So, of course, they're all going to be pissed off, but let's keep it going. Let's keep having people that's not in the playoffs. Let's get some wins.
I'll tell you what, why don't you keep winning, and then at the end of the season, you can show your points that you accumulated and let them know that you definitely would have been the champion, especially considering that momentum that you had last year. Hated not seeing you come in. Perfectly understandable. Got to take it real life first. But watching the 84 come across that checkered, that start-finish line first, no surprise, and we could get used to that, Jax. Great run tonight. Have a good night, sir. You've earned it.
You too. Thank you, guys.
Congrats, Jack.
He gives great interviews.
He really does, Mean Gene. Like, it's worth the PG-13 moments. I mean, they only add more spice to it. I love Jax the Ball, man. He is like, I think maybe the best example of a driver that, as someone who I've shared the track with him since day one in MRL for me on Thursday nights, he's a Thursday night regular as well. He is one of those guys that I don't hate driving with him. I love going against Jax, but you know how he is, right? But at the same time, I love that guy as a person. He's impossible not to love. He's a great dude, and it's so fun watching him enjoy all the success. And one thing, Mean Gene, that no one brings up enough, I don't know why he doesn't, this dude was, what, 5 inches away from being our defending champion?
Yep.
So, like, no one talks about that enough.
Like, he could have easily just given Buddy a little bit extra and took that championship, but he chose not to.
You're never going to move on for that, are you?
No, I'd have wrecked him. I would have wrecked him and finished 15th instead of 16th. Oh wait. No. But anyway.
Priorities, Vijay, you're right.
Gotta have priorities. So that is going to wrap us up from Talladega Super Speedway. We see Jax Duvall. He misses out on the playoffs, but he does not miss out on victory lane. That number 84 going to take the W. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, in about 20 minutes, we're going to kick it off at about 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern, inside the Mayhem, the behind-the-scenes playoff chatter, all the rumors and speculation you can handle. I've been eavesdropping on some of these Discord channels. I can't wait to spill the tea.
Let's go.
So join us here in a little bit. It's going to be on the Vortex Racing Network. You can see the QR code right there on that bottom right. Go ahead and click on that right now. That'll keep you up to speed of when Vortex goes live. We're going to have post-race shows. We're going to, next season, we'll be running the Sunday morning league. We'll be running a Monday night league. We're going to be running a Wednesday night league and a Thursday night league. Plenty of activities you're going to want to be part of. But the biggest activity you're going to want to be a part of right now is the giveaway. That's right. First 50 subscribers, only got about 9 spots left. You're going to have the opportunity to win some pretty dope prizes. There they are right there. Bowman Labonte, Daniel Dye, got some custom paint scheme, a little trophy coming your way, t-shirts and merch. All these things just for signing up. Get an extra chance in that drawing if you comment during one of our broadcasts as well. You're going to want to be in on all of that stuff right there, right?
Oh, yeah, Mean Gene, an awesome prize giveaway. And one thing to also mention, so we're going to be doing this drawing once we get to 50, and the first thing we'll do once we get to 50 is we'll launch another giveaway for once we hit 100, which I don't think will take very long, especially once we start getting rolling on these new leagues. So make sure you get subbed up, because the quicker we get to 50, the quicker we can give you guys more free stuff. Like Mean Gene said, amazing items here. You got the KK WizKids gift card, so your first big iRacing moment, you're going to have something to commemorate that. I can't tell you how much those trophies mean to me in terms of, and also an amazing custom paint scheme from Jared Kelly. If you watch ever on Sundays, you see how just incredible those paint schemes are. I think you've actually seen some of his work from Kevin Kyle this season as well, running some Jared Kelly paint schemes, and then also some awesome NASCAR items, 2 of which are autographed, and the third, some race huge sheet metal from a VRN vet, Daniel Dye, raced in our Xfinity series. So I'm super excited about that, Mean Gene. And like you heard from David Owens, even the guys who are a little bit the most skeptical about their baby moving over to VRN, a whole new situation, now on board understanding the benefits of what we're trying to do here and how much bigger we think this is about to get. I cannot wait to see the numbers that we're going to do, and also just how big I think these leagues are going to grow. Now that we're going to be sharing it all on one network, they're going to get to see all the other amazing leagues we cover, all the great racing going on. And I can tell you someone else that you and I both share a lot of time on the track together, Mean Gene. I'd get jealous. I'd want to be out here. I'd get FOMO, and I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the collective issue of having that network is going to just make it all stronger across the board. More drivers will be involved, so that if there are problem drivers, it's not an issue to get rid of them. You're not going to need to worry about the numbers dropping on the grid, because there's going to be plenty of people wanting to come in. Views will go up. More people will view other leagues. It's just really an opportunity to merge together all of this collective, all of the family of people that have been generous enough to open their doors to us. And we're just trying to help give them a little bit bigger sail here on the open waters of the iRacing C. So that's going to wrap us up. Please join us on the Inside the Mayhem. It'll be starting again in about 20 minutes. We're going to have Kevin Kyle on there, and he's going to take us through his playoff adventure, maybe share some moments from today's race as well. Final thoughts as we leave here. Crazy, absolute insanity, but at the end, no feelings hurt. I didn't hear anybody cussing at each other. I did hear some whispers. If you want to hear what they said, you're going to have to join us on Inside the Mayhem here on VRN in just a few moments. On behalf of myself, Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella, our sponsors, Chantilly Lace, KK Woodwork, DDI, and also all the boys back in the production truck, the admins, Joe Volpus, John Beverly, David Owen, Steve Fugay. Thank you so much to you, the fans at home. We will see you next week as it's elimination time. We'll be at Kentucky Speedway, but come join us here in about 20 minutes on Vortex for Inside the Mayhem. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, bottoms up and hammer down.